stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a fall angel just walked by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my there goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul.
Games and games. Games and games. Games and games. With Chris and Chris. Geek versus games. Geek versus games. I said geek versus games. Chris John. Topic time.
Welcome, everyone, to the 200th episode of Weekly Games Chat, streaming live on Twitch TV.
Imagine that, just like we promised, huh?
Never again.
John.
You get this one time and never, ever again.
John, you okay, buddy?
13 people watching now.
What's up, 13 people? How you doing? And for those who were on Discord early this week and thought I was a black gentleman, I'm clearly not, but thank you for the kind words.
You can't prove that.
Yeah, if you missed that, John, it was quite a good run over there on the Discord. It was good
Right?
stuff.
It was like, what? I was like, never once. I was like, I've known you for years.
Yeah.
And never once just listening to you on the phone to everything.
Hey, Simple Ricks, I got some bad news. I don't think on the docket today, John's going to be talking about any unions. I could be wrong. You never know what happens. This is a live stream, so we'll see what happens.
This is called Weekly Unions Chat.
What's up, Vendetta, and what's up, Roblox?
Oh, yeah. I should probably hit the record button on the old show, huh?
Oh, my God.
That's great. 3, 2, 1, and.
You going to do that again?
Yeah, welcome everyone to Weekly Games Chat. I'm your host, Chris. As always, joined by my co-host, Sean.
Hi, how you doing? If you're just now listening, which you are because Chris just hit the record button, you missed all the funny stuff we did on Twitch before he hit the button.
I try. And John.
Hey, everybody.
Again.
How are you?
It's going down. For
Talk
real.
to me, John.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You sound good. You sound delicious.
I sound sultry.
Yeah,
You sound sultry. So nothing really happened since Wednesday, huh?
Oh, they're
Not a
mad. Chris, where's your dinosaur head?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know where
You
my
were supposed
dinosaur-
to have a dinosaur head on.
I looked for one.
Did you really?
I did.
Where at? On the
On,
Amazons?
on dinosaurhead.com.
That's a thing, huh?
Yeah, I started it.
Yeah. At least there's not like a weird adult-themed or pornographic tie-in to dinosaurhead.com, like the story I once told about going to dicks.com for Dick's Sporting Goods. So good things.
You never know.
Took a
Yeah,
minute
they,
for you to mention porn.
The minute in, he brings up porn. That's awesome. Yeah, Acid, first crew gets the bonus footage. That's just for you guys. Good point. Hey, Acid, now that you see us and we're here again, thank you for everything you've done over there on the Discord channel.
For sure.
That's good stuff. So
Yes.
I wanted you
Everyone
to
get props to Acid, please.
see me tell you that and screw what they say because they don't matter as much as me. But he bows. That's nice.
Right? This is already falling apart.
Tyrannosaurus to hell in a handcart already.
Thanks, man.
Yay.
Starting off swing and a miss.
And then it was all downhill.
Yeah.
Get on there today, check the iTunes reviews. 2-star.
These guys are terrible.
Awful. I don't want to watch them or listen to them. Yeah, so I guess there seems to have been one big news that I think probably overshadowed everything, and that was, of course, the reveal of the Lion King trailer that happened on
Oh, my
Wednesday.
gosh.
Everybody pause for a moment for the crickets.
Chip, chip.
Well, Chris, you were talking on social media about how Lion King is definitely going to make more money than Avengers Endgame.
I did not say definitely.
You said it was going to make more money than Avengers Endgame.
I said if there was one movie this year or this summer that was coming out that could capture or that could potentially have the chance to get up there, I thought it was Lion King. And people don't realize, like, you know, back in the heyday, like 90s and all that, that was easily the most profitable animated movie to ever come out.
Oh, for sure.
So, you know, like if you go, that movie made $480 million domestically back in the day. You
Yeah,
go, and like Beauty and the Beast made half that, and it made $1.2 billion worldwide when it came out on the remake. So,
And the reason
Yeah.
being is a lot of people went to see that multiple times.
Exactly.
It's one of the most quotable Disney movies
yeah.
out there, for
So
sure.
if you're saying now you're going to do Lion King and like everyone's going to go see it from our generation, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to take their kids and I was looking at the schedule after it comes out. There's nothing in the
you did-
way.
you
Oh,
did-
I'm sorry. Schedule.
Thank you very much, sir.
After it comes out, like there is literally nothing family oriented for pretty much the rest of the summer that's really that big. So it's like it has a really good chance to make a lot of money just because you got to take the kids to something, right? While they're screaming over the summer.
Es posible.
It's going to be a tough. I don't know, man. You think about that. You got the Lion
Thank you,
King,
Simple Rick. By the way.
the Lion King thing, the Avengers thing that's coming out, and then the other thing we'll talk about in just a minute that's going to come out in December.
Oh, gosh.
Like, how do you figure what's going to make more money?
Now that's the more interesting bet, right?
Yeah.
What makes the most money for Disney, Star Wars or Avengers?
Or Avengers?
Yeah, I mean, like those are the two favorites for
Yeah.
the year, no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then third would be Lion King, probably.
I don't know. I'm going to see all three of them.
It's like Disney by the end of this year will probably have.
Can I go with you?
We'll
sure.
have.
All of them?
Yeah.
Opening night?
Sure. Well, we do the Sunday thing, the IMAX Sunday thing.
Yeah,
Cheap.
Disney will
Cheap.
have.
What?
It's an IMAX. It's not cheap.
Disney.
Hey, whoa.
Disney's probably going to have the top 4 grossing movies by a mile this year.
Yep.
You're probably right.
Like
Yep.
Toy Story's going to be just as high, you know, because we're all going to go see it and cry.
And it's funny because I'm not out of the 4 you just named. Toy
Yeah,
Story's
yeah.
on the bottom of that list, and it's only
Sure.
because the other 3 are on the list. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, which it should, because that's a very simple statement.
Fun
So what are we
fact.
thinking? $8 billion?
Yeah, they'll release 10 movies and like make
Jeez.
like
Make $8
100
billion in 2019.
Like they'll release 5 movies this year and they'll make like probably 300% more than the rest of the studios.
Jeez.
That's a lot of money.
It's not even fair anymore.
That's a lot of money.
yeah.
You know what I would do with $8 billion?
What would you do?
Things.
Snort things. Snort everything up your nose.
All the
All
things.
the
You know what? You know what I would do?
What?
I'd get Bill Gates in here.
Windows 98.
It is faster. Over 200.
So, enough time has passed for The Last Jedi.
Ooh, God, cheer.
Things were cheered.
What does that mean?
That means
I
that
don't know.
A cheer is like a tip.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He also mentioned that I was going to say described. I believe Beast said he subscribed, and if he did, you need to make sure that we didn't miss that. Our latest subscriber right now, and maybe
Yeah, he
hasn't updated
hasn't.
yet,
Yeah, I don't know.
is Torque Screw. Thank you so much for that. But
Thank
Beast,
you.
as soon as your subscription
you.
comes in, of course, we're going to say, hey.
That's cool.
Devil said boo.
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 Boo. Right? But yeah, Star Wars is coming.
So, I don't know how we feel at this point at the table. I think I know how Chris feels about Last Jedi. I've become
Josh says Mr. Magoo 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That will definitely be the top one.
so
I
I've
love Josh.
become, as time has passed, I've become more accepting of The Last Jedi.
For sure.
Well, the
So-
reason we have to be accepting is because it's there and they're not going to take it away. It's
No.
all
No, it's-
canon. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Even though J.J. Abrams might be retconning it.
Yeah.
It seems like they're teasing us that they are retconning a couple of things, but
Maybe.
as
Hey.
they might be taking a play out of the Marvel handbook.
What does that
and-
mean? Retconning?
Oh,
what are you saying?
reversing things. Like, let's
Yeah.
say you killed off Snoke, but in
That's
this
why
movie,
my
maybe
joke
Snoke is
yesterday-
still alive.
The mask, like the rebuilding of the mask.
Sure,
is
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
My joke yesterday, and there's the subscription from B Season. Thank you, B Season.
Beast, thank you so much for the subscription. We appreciate you, sir.
But
Where's my finger?
when
There's
I
my
was
finger.
watching yesterday, I kind of joked to myself. I was like, Episode 9, Rise of the Backtrack, because that's what it kind
Rise
of
of the
felt like. It,
retcon,
you know,
yeah.
because look, there's a clear difference between Rain Johnson and J.J. Abrams. Is that while I'm sure Rain appreciates the original trilogy and everything, like J.J. loves it, and he's never made bones about that. And we all saw Episode 7. It was basically a love letter to New Hope.
And
So-
it was a love letter, and it was an intended, like he wanted it to mirror it on purpose.
Yeah,
Like,
see, yeah.
he wanted to kind of give that.
Oh, B Season is BK.
B season is BK.
Yeah, thank you, BK.
Is this legit?
Ooh, he says it down there.
Okay.
Well, he says it, but
Yeah, I gave him a heads
people
up
lie
before
on
we started.
people lie on the internet though, guys.
No, he's not
yeah,
lying.
yeah.
That's him.
Oh, that's him. B
I
season.
just-
Thank you so much.
I should have
BK.
realized that.
Roblox say they just announced it, so I wonder if that means
Oh, you're talking about
the game that we want to talk about at some point.
Oh, did they do something?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Let's see.
But
You guys talking? I will
yeah,
search.
when you think about Episode 7 and going into 8, my biggest concern was JJ did lay up a plate, right, a platter, if you will, of these things are here now. Go. It was never his intention to be the director on an Episode 9 after an Episode 8.
Yeah.
from my understanding. And
What's it called again?
Star Wars: The
Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Jedi?
Fallen Order.
Yeah, that. And then
Oh.
Mr. Johnson,
That's
They
the
did.
story review.
Mr. Johnson comes in and he's like, he kind of takes a poo on some of the things. For me, one of the biggest ones was immediately when he handed Luke, or when Rey handed Luke the lightsaber, that he literally like throws it off a cliff.
Yeah,
right?
it was like a signal
Yeah.
immediately, like we're about to mess with your heads.
You
and-
kill Snoke, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of get rid of him. But then you have one of the coolest moments of the movie with Rey and Kylo fighting together in that whole little.
Yeah, that was a
the
that
throne
was a
room
boss
fight
scene.
is
Right.
like one of the best shot Star Wars fights. Like
It was hard.
lightsaber
It was hard to enjoy the first time because I was trying to shake off the image of Snoke getting sliced in half.
Right.
So that fight scene immediately came after, and I was just still
like,
stewing over.
How do you just get rid of everything? Like, who is Snoke?
Well, they get rid of Boba Fett. They get rid
They
of.
do the thing,
They
but-
get rid of.
Snoke's no Boba
Folks.
Fett, let's be honest.
Just to give you perspective here, when I watched that movie.
Oh my
with-
God, it's releasing April 15th.
What?
What? No, it's not.
What? No, it's not.
There's no way.
There's no way. They would never do that.
Roblox
There is that VR game. Maybe that's what's releasing.
No. He's saying Fallen Order is releasing April 15th. I'm watching a EA live stream at the same time.
Oh.
If you're telling the truth, guess what we're covering on April, whatever that is.
Right? Yeah. Things just changed. That would be Monday.
My
There's
life
no
just
way.
changed.
I agree with Acid.
wait a
that-
minute, wait a minute,
that
wait a minute. Here
Snoke
we
is
go.
more like Jabba.
What
I
up,
agree.
Draven?
What's up, Draven?
No.
What up? What up?
November 15th.
Oh, wow. They just said it, is what he's saying. November 15th. Ah, okay. Well, there you go. There
I
you
don't.
go.
Yeah. Hey, either way, that's not too far away.
Not at
But
all.
folks, when to give you an idea of what it was like, I was sitting next to John the first time he watched Snoke It cut in half, and it was kind of on the level of when
It's not true.
when you bring up unions around John, it was on that level of hatred. And
I wanted to
disgust.
start a union.
Yeah, right. A union to get rid of Ryan.
A petition
Johnson.
to yeah. I've become okay with my only real issue with Last Jedi right now is the completely I don't know what's that industry planet that was in the game that movie?
Or the casino one?
Rose's Casino area.
yeah
That
it was a pointless
nothing.
at the end of it she saved those animals and she looks at Finn and goes, now it was worth it. And I'll go, no, it was not.
I think the tie-in
it was not worth it.
I think what they tried to do was expose you to this place where these younglings are being basically captive and slave like to these other people and raising.
Yeah, they had to present those characters.
So at
to
the
bring it
end,
back.
they could do the scene with the broomstick handle, whatever it was, and show
Sure.
that anyone can be a Jedi. And that's the thing that at the
Which
heart
is
of it
false.
all, it
not
drove
true.
me
Ooh,
insane.
Robo Ripper just subscribed.
Thank you, Robo Ripper. We know who you are, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you. But that's what at the heart of it all. I'm like, this is the Skywalker saga.
That's fine, Draven.
We don't want the everyone gets a trophy,
Yeah.
Well,
aspect of this particular
Exactly.
franchise.
I think it was more when I watched that, and
Eloquent.
especially in
Eloquent.
retrospective, like knowing after you know where the story goes, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, to me, I think the reason that's in there is that it's like, here's the typical thing, right? Look, it looks like doom and gloom over here where the resistance is, and here we go. Here's your rogue of heroes going off to do something that feels impossible, and somehow they're going to get done, and they're going to save the day. And it's like, no, that's not the way this goes. It's like, literally, you should have listened to people who had the experience and had everyone's best interest,
Yeah.
but you didn't trust them. You just ran off and decided you could save the
but
galaxy by yourself.
that was also
Yeah.
encompassed in the most
Yes.
horrible
Yeah, they could have had a better situation
plot
with the
hole.
casino.
Like, dude, and I think I want to say that Angry Joe, when I watched his review on it, he
What was
said
the
it,
plot hole?
well, not a plot hole per se, but at the point where they're chasing the ship, right?
Yeah.
The resistance.
That's funny, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
And the new, it's literally everyone. If they just find a way to blow them up,
Yeah,
that's it. The game is over. There's no more Star Wars movies, right?
Yep.
But it's like, hey, let's just
19.
do.
How's it go again?
Or just cut them off.
Yeah, like, hey, let's go real
Something
fast
this
around
way.
them and make them stop, and but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So the new trailer,
New trailer drops.
the
and,
thing
oh,
the thing that made everybody's jaw drop was any fan of Star Wars immediately recognizes the sound of Emperor Palpatine's laugh.
yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually I was off Friday. I actually watched it live, and when
You
the
did live?
You watched the Star Wars Celebration
Yeah. They had the panel first, and
was
then
amazing.
and then they dropped the trailer,
twice.
and they did. But after they showed the trailer once, do you remember his? I forget the actor's name who plays
Ian-
Palpatine.
Ian-
Sir Ian, not McClellan,
No,
because that's
I used to
McDermott.
do it.
No, maybe.
Watch how close I am.
Hey,
doesn't
speaking of Star Wars things, real quick.
So
though,
in his
to
guttural
this. Hold up, Chris.
guttural Palpatine voice, he said, "Roll it again," and so they rolled
As
it
the
again.
fans are screaming at him and
Yeah.
just super excited that he walks out on the stage,
Yeah.
you see him kind of getting his voice ready and he's holding the mic and he's that's
It's
the,
an interesting approach. If there could be a lot of reasons why you hear his
Right.
voice.
Ian McDermott.
Ian McDiarmid.
Dearman.
So you go. It
Sorry.
looks like they're approaching what looks like an old Death Star. So
the one that
at least it looks like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
But
like,
there's stories that are not canon anymore that deal with Palpatine saving his essence and reincarnating in different. There was a time when.
Plagueis.
Well, no.
you're just
Well,
saying
that was
things now.
before.
Oh, well, it ties into what he accomplished
He's just saying
after Darth
things.
Plagueis.
Yeah.
passed on. But there's this moment where he's even trying to take over the body of Anakin Solo, which Anakin Solo is no longer a canon character, but he was the son
did.
of Han and Leia. So there's ways and
Anakin's name used to, or Ben's name used to be Anakin.
there was
funny.
there was Jason Solo.
What is that?
I don't know.
And there's twins first. Han and Leia had twins, and then they had Anakin, and I don't remember what the twins' names were. But I'm a dork.
That's great, John.
Nerd.
But all I'm saying is, I think it's good that they're possibly taking story from non-canon and bringing it into the actual canon. That's pretty cool.
For sure.
And then
You'd be the guy to do
Dravin
that,
said,
too.
"Did you see the real pic of you guys I found? Is that the one of me and John?"
He went and he edited it and he put a picture
Of you, yeah.
of Tom Segura over
Yeah,
there.
they're saying they still don't see your face because you're hiding it behind the mic, but that's fine.
that wasn't me in that picture.
Hey, we got a new subscriber. Thank you
Nice.
to Triple
There it is.
ADT. That's what's up, sir. Thank you so much.
You can catch my
cool.
Netflix special on Netflix.
So, what do you make of the Skywalker title?
I
That
think
could be a lot of things.
It could be a lot of things, and I
Yeah.
don't want to jump to the
I
gun.
don't
of
either.
Rey is now a Skywalker.
I need to say this though. After watching 8, I was not excited about watching 9. The prospect
Yeah.
of, for me, now this is me only from what I took out of everything that built up between Kylo
Nerd.
and Rey. I didn't care about those two having an epic final battle. I didn't. This teaser trailer has got my interest re-peaked, and I'm excited to now watch episode 9 because I trust what JJ is going to bring to the table.
None of the footage got me excited. It was a sound clip of Palpatine and the title.
I mean, they
That
don't
was
really
the only
show
thing.
much.
The only thing. The second
It's a
watch
teaser.
through, obviously, and you mentioned it, is Kylo rebuilding his mask.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
the first thing that got me is obviously hearing. Thanks for the follow, Robo Ripper. We appreciate it, sir. Is hearing Rey kind of control her breath, and then as she settles, you hear cue in Luke Skywalker, and you don't know what like how she's hearing it, or if it's just a voiceover at some point. You don't know, but it's Luke Skywalker talking to her, basically saying, "Out of everyone, you're now the one that has all the knowledge, right?" And then it pans into that Kylo Ren ship kind of coming at her. She does the flip over it, and then
I'm going to guess tears it to pieces.
I
don't know.
I saw this interesting theory online. In the third movie of each trilogy, they've got Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi,
Now, Rise.
and Rise of the Skywalker. And someone was theorizing that Skywalker is sort of the
balance.
the namesake of what the New Order is,
Could be the rise of...
which has nothing to do with Rey being a Skywalker. I'm not convinced
you know
that
what it
Rey's a
could be?
Skywalker.
It could be the rise of, of what's his face there? Old Adam Driver. He's a Skywalker.
Well, he's a Solo, but I get your point.
Yeah.
He's got Skywalker
he's
blood in
got
the
him.
blood.
It could be the rise of his dominance.
See, but you know that us thinking this most simple things, Rey's a Skywalker, Kylo Ren's going to end up being a Sky. It's probably not that, but it could be. But either way, the 2-minute teaser has got me extremely excited to see what the next trailer brings, and then ultimately we're going to be the nerds that we are and be on opening night, in December. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you notice that in one of the sequences they're showing like a skiff thing with Poe and C-3PO on the skiff, kind of looked like Return of the Jedi, and they're being chased. Out of the smoke comes stormtroopers with jetpacks. You think they're ships, but if you go back and rewatch it,
That's good. Simple.
they have jetpacks going through the. And I think we only see
They have
those in.
symbolism.
I think we only
Symbolism, folks.
I think we only see that in like video games. That's the first time we've seen
Video
that
games.
in cinema.
What is a video game?
What is a video game?
Yeah.
I know you don't think that like Firewatch was a video game.
It's not.
You
Doesn't
guys
mean
want to
you
look
can't
at a
enjoy
video
it,
game real quick?
even though you can't.
Yeah, let's live look at this trailer that just came out, huh?
Yeah, this will be
Sheev.
great. Great.
I'm
television.
nervous. I have to
You can
pee.
see our all's reaction to it. At least I can't put it
I
on the
have to
screen
pee.
real quick.
I have a catheter in.
I wore a diaper.
Looks good.
Looks good so far.
I'm sold. I'm buying it.
I trust Respawn, not so much EA.
He's on a transport, a refugee transport.
I don't know what it is. This is awesome.
It's kind of like what Anakin and Padme took on their way back to
Yeah.
Naboo. Nerd. I know. What's he doing?
So in that poster, that could have been the ship that he was. Remember? Did you
He's
see-
in a cantina. It's the only thing that matters.
Oh, a
Cantinas.
stormtrooper. Ooh, in one of them trash cans. Oh man, that looks dope.
Ooh. What'd they do? Just like steal Amy, what's her face's work?
Who knows? But this looks really. I'm excited because this is going to be a single player Star Wars game.
Absolutely. No,
That's what I've wanted.
That's a Sarlacc.
If look at that.
Are they actually going to show combat?
I don't care. I do care about the. That's a cutscene.
I'm going to guess he's a Jedi.
I'm getting chills right now.
Oh my God!
Yep.
Execute order.
Ooh, he's using force power.
Yeah, because he's got some Jedi in him.
That looked weird.
Looked a little
That
weird.
face.
Yeah, that's some big eyes. That's an epic jump.
Who is that?
Who are
Who is
you?
that?
I don't know who that
Mystery
is.
villain.
That's Darth Vader.
There's a lightsaber.
What color is it? What color is it? Oh, blue.
Oh. That's a good reveal.
Dude, that's John. That's a good reveal. Your face
is
is saying
good.
it wasn't.
No,
but
Now,
that's-
why didn't
no,
they
no,
show
that's
that
good.
at, why didn't they show it at freaking E3
and
last year?
how did Roblox mess that up? It clearly says
He, might have-
11151.
he was probably just trolling us.
I'm just messing with
which
him
is
a
a
little
good
bit.
troll.
I'm just messing
Compliments
with you.
to him.
Just calm down, okay? Everybody
Okay.
calm down.
Am I breathing? fine?
Calm down.
Well, that was good. That was amazing.
I need
Game
to
of the
I need to
year.
hold your hand, Chris. I got chills. It happened.
Look at that.
Hands.
Boom. Look at that.
Ian Ian from the American version of Shameless is the main event player.
Really?
Does that make sense? Do you know what that means?
Well, Shameless is a show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, very popular show on Showtime. And okay, well that's cool. Good for him.
Draven says no multiplayer, which I'm okay with, but and no transactions. He's calling BS on the latter.
I mean, you don't need another.
That's because it's EA.
You've already had 2 multiplayer Star Wars games in
Yeah.
the last couple of years
From EA, and
Let's
it's-
have a single player one.
Yeah, John. Apparently, at quick glance, you look like Stephen Merchant.
Thank you. Who's Steven Merchant?
He's
Google
one of the
Stephen Merchant.
he was one of the co-creators of The Office with Ricky Gervais.
Is Shameless
Really
that
tall
show
guy?
about parents bribing people to get their kids into college? What's Josh doing?
That's funny.
Why's
That's a funny joke.
What's he doing?
He's being Josh,
I can't wait till Josh some kind of way has a mic that's live right now that he starts talking from.
right? That's why we're not in Discord.
Josh,
EA is in the same boat as GameStop.
in their opinion.
I mean, it's,
John, IMO means in my opinion.
In my
yeah, I
opinion.
know that.
I'm just
I know.
see John.
Money hungry mother. Can't say that.
They see us look at each other now. It's gonna be weird, huh?
Well, speaking of weird,
Is it weird for you?
you know
I
what's
mean, at
weird?
first,
Who cares
but
what other
at
people
You know what's
first-
weird? I don't pause this to move us to the next segment. I just say, you guys ready to move on?
But are you gonna play music or no?
There will be music.
Okay, then do it like we
shouldn't-
normally do, Chris.
Shouldn't ask it. Everything that happens, pretend like you knew it was going to happen.
Wait.
He knows nothing, Jon Snow.
Hey,
Like
speaking
if you
of
fart, I saw it coming.
Speaking of that, who's excited for Game of Thrones on Sunday? Huh? Got any Game of Thrones fans out there?
Maybe me.
I wish I watched it, but I don't.
We're not even sure what the official spelling of Sean
It's
is.
neither one of those two, sir.
So figure it out.
Tyrannotortoise, you are a rock star because you got it right first.
Bam.
Just saying. I don't know. Well, drop. We'll see.
Okay.
No worries,
okay.
man.
Well, let's
No
let's get hyped for the topic. Okay. You
What
guys
is?
ready?
What's the topic?
I don't know.
Are you pulling the old pivot stick out right now?
Yeah, I'm keeping us on track.
We're on a live 200th episode, man. All things go, man.
Just
Back
let
down.
Why am I starting to say man after everything, man?
Just let the juices flow.
Yeah,
right?
man. Organicness.
I'll give you something
Organic.
organic.
I'll give you something organic.
All right, let's do this.
Topic time.
The topic is
doing great.
It is what I do.
Our personal top 5 moments.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Last
I
we
think.
saw John. We were like, hey, 5's probably gonna be too tough. Let's just do 3.
And then he comes in here. I've only got 3. Sean's like, I got 20.
Dude,
and
they
I'm
just
like, I got
flowing,
5.
bro.
So I might have borrowed a few from Sean.
There you go.
Oh,
I looked when you were in the bathroom.
did you really?
Wait,
That's
that sounded
funny.
wrong.
Did you really?
No, I did.
If you did, it's okay.
I did.
But yeah, I think for 100 or 150 we did like our top.
Top 5 games of all
Vin
time.
Yeah,
Vendetta
our
Gaming,
top
thank
5
you for your
games.
cheer, sir. You
I can't remember what
are
we did.
appreciated.
What the heck did we do for episode 100? I can't
Does
remember.
anybody remember what we did for?
So what did we do for 150?
He wants to do a head.
I think we just did a giveaway.
that's kind of what the head nod looks like, but he's forcing it right now.
Like here, hey Sean,
What?
did you know Stephen Merchant invented The Office?
Head nod. Oh, we got another cheer. Thank you, sir. Vendetta Gaming.
Ooh.
You, sir, are a rock star.
BK, you could see me whenever you want, whenever.
But
you
he's,
know that.
he's loving that the fans get to see
Yeah,
the guys.
oh.
BK,
okay.
you've seen that face. I don't know if you really,
Yeah.
you know.
I think early on during our
Let's spare the
on our
audience.
Twitter account, I think I did post a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
But they get lost. We don't pin them, and that's you got to just. It's really easy to find them.
That's true.
All
But
you do
yeah,
is you push media, and there they are.
we each made a list of our top 5 moments. I don't think we told each other any of them, and I don't think we put any limitations.
We don't trust you.
Whatever. You know, the only limitation I put on myself is I said there was one I was considering putting on the list. And I was like, I'm 95% certain John will have this on his list.
Vendetta gave us
I'm just
200.
gonna-
He
I'll,
gave us-
I'll let him have that.
He gave us 200 for 200. Get it?
I see what he did there.
I see what you did there. That's nice. Very nice.
But anyways, Sean, you wanted to guess what you thought.
I proposed a bit to the boys. Kind of
to the boys.
Bit to the boys.
Boy bit.
Wait, I don't think I like when you say boy bit. I don't think we should do that.
What?
Basically, I'm going to guess what I think will be on their list.
Okay.
And I was trying to explain it to him, so I said, this is what I mean by that. I think somewhere on John's list is going to be something about a Metroid game. There's been some pretty epic moments in Metroid games, specifically Super Metroid and things of that nature. I think somewhere on Chris's list is going to be a Mass Effect related thing.
Yeah.
And so I
That
said,
makes sense.
Chris, and it clicked for Chris. He said, "Oh, I see what you're doing." So if you can think of what may be on my list and what may be on Chris's, you can say the same thing I did about Chris.
All right.
Well,
Beast
this
season.
this might make my name drop even further down on your best friends list. But I honestly have a hard time visualizing a top 5 moment for you. And I'm sorry about my failures as a friend.
Because I play the games, the games to you that I play there, I think they're all over the place.
I would think
Or you think that,
that
I
it's
like
the moment you saw Poochie for the first time
You were there.
in Yoshi's
You were-
Crafted
you were
World.
there. Fun fact: the closest game to the closest moment for me that was a moment is now just an honorable mention because we had to cut to 5, and that was the Spider-Man game.
But because I've been living with Chris for so long, and I've known Chris for so long, and I've been friends with him for so long, I can tell you that a Halo moment is on his list.
That's
Definitely a Halo moment.
Maybe the first time he sets foot.
I know exactly the moment.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
sure you
not
do.
going to say.
You know?
I'm not going to say.
I know for a fact that John will have a BioShock moment on his list.
That's a good
Lies.
guess.
Absolute
That's a good
lies.
guess.
And I know the moment too.
That's awesome.
This is BS.
You said me Call of Duty or something, right?
Yeah, well, actually, when you were talking about earlier, even though you struck one from the list, I
I
still
can
think
see an
you
Uncharted.
have to
I
have.
can see an Uncharted with you.
I still believe you have to have a World of Warcraft on there. There's just no way you don't have a World of
If
Warcraft.
Josh Dalton is watching,
Yeah.
another honorable mention of mine was the time.
or DJ Harry, yeah, good.
Hey,
Simple Rick, that's pretty good.
That game catapulted me being a DJ in real life or whatever. But Josh is amazing at taking when I play WoW with him. He takes me back to places that are easy now, but he doesn't spoil it for me. We just go through it. He's like
He's gentle?
He's so gentle, but he's overpowering at the same time. It's one of the greatest feelings.
well, let's
Wait, what?
let's kick this off, Sean. Since I have no idea what the heck is on your list, why don't you start off with your number 5?
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide
Can't
it.
wait to let
You're not
you
shutting me
guys
down.
on this. So Chris,
shut. I don't know.
we're, so
Which is
number
weird.
5 for me, it actually is a Call of Duty game. but it's not what you think.
Bummer.
It was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and it's called The Nuke.
Ah, yeah.
So if
That
you,
is a good one, too.
for whoever played that game, the mission's ending and you're like in this helicopter and one of your other helicopters goes down. You circle back around. You already have the intel that they think they found a nuke. They're going to check on it. And when the helicopter goes down, you want to go try to rescue the pilot. So you go get the pilot of the helicopter. Life's good. And then all of a sudden the radio comes in and you realize the nuke is going off. And when it goes off,
Boom.
eventually your screen goes black.
Yeah.
It comes back in where you're kind of in this down helicopter, and this character that you've been playing with the whole time in the single player campaign is trying to kind of get his way out, and you eventually die. And there's
Was it the second one, by the way, that had the space shuttle that blew up?
I don't remember.
Remember? Like one of them it has.
You talking about Modern Warfare 2?
I think so. I just remember they kept
Possibly.
blowing things up.
But that moment, knowing that no matter what you did as a player, you were going to die.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that until afterwards. So
That is true.
that's my number 5 moment, sir.
That's a
'Cause
good
that-
one.
That game changed a lot of things for me as far as like playing Call of Duty. And that was back in the day, if you guys remember, where they actually
That's
had a-
where I got you to buy an Xbox 360.
It is, but that's back in the day when Call of Duty actually had a story campaign. That friend of the show, what's his name on Twitch, Robo Ripper.
Yeah.
That's when he would like to play. If he played Call of Duty, he never got on multiplayer first. He always finished the campaign.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my number 5.
John.
What do you guys think about my number 5, huh? He said nuke stories always hit me hard. There's Robo Ripper.
Roblox says.
He agrees, sir.
Roblox says Anthem is number 1 for all 3. That would be perfect.
Dravin says if they pick Anthem, I'm out. If we still play Anthem, we're hack, right? Like, do you still have it, or did you have it digitally?
I have it digitally, so I'll have it forever. John, what is your number 5?
I would think my number 5 is the ending cutscene of Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah, that's
Not
a
the
sad
intro
one.
cutscene, huh?
The intro is a close second as far as
They're both sad as hell.
they're well, but the ending is both
like
sad
uplifting.
and uplifting.
Yeah.
Just that entire sequence of Ori's. I mean, the game's been out forever. I mean, Ori's mother jumping in front of this giant bird that's been chasing Ori through the entire game. And this giant bird immediately recognizes that motherly connection between the two.
Very true.
And
Yeah, and
when
all of a sudden the
when-
perspective
yeah.
just changes.
When push comes to shove, the perspective of that villainous giant bird in this game turns out to be just misconceptions about how we view what's going on in the world. This big giant bird is simply protecting
yeah.
her babies from what she views as a threat in the forest.
Yeah.
And just that misunderstanding. So that bird,
Simple Rick says that game made me feel.
it did.
That game's amazing.
And
I
so-
feel now.
And so from that moment on to where the big bird, the mother,
follow.
Thank you, K Solomon 81 for the follow, sir.
the mother
Or ma'am.
dies. The mother dies, and they take in that baby. It was an owl, wasn't it? Was it an
Yeah,
owl?
it was an owl.
They take in that owl, and that owl is not alone in this world. It has a home, and it's almost like understanding and forgiveness. And I'm sitting in the living room, and my wife
Your wife.
is in the kitchen, and she kind of hears me sniffling a little bit, and she comes in and catches me in tears. It was such an amazing
AC.
moment.
There's the
So
AC.
it's definitely worthy of my list for sure.
Good.
Ori is Ori's amazing, and to know
It
that
really
we're playing
is.
Ori 2 this year,
Oh man,
it's gonna be. Hey, did you end up telling one of the viewers what flavor you have? They wanted to know.
Oh, this is strawberry.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strawberry wine. Yeah.
You don't know that song?
Yeah.
I do.
You do know that
It's
song. don't you?
unfortunate.
We're from Georgia.
It was a good song.
I mean, so my number 5 is probably the newest of the games. I'm gonna bet
because your
on that
memory
one.
sucks.
Yeah, it is. It's
You're
terrible.
like, I don't remember all the other
I drink
things.
too much PBR. Let's just be honest here. Wow, look at Josh Dalton saying Deanna Carter.
There it is.
That's pretty smooth.
We really need Nightbot to not get on Roblox for saying your
I
wife
know.
did that.
I thought I turned off his moderation privileges, but apparently he's still
Moderation privileges,
just,
sir.
right. Nightbot, stop moderating. But anyways, my number 5 is from a little indie title called Red Dead Redemption 2.
A little indie dude. Going back. I can see. I figured that this was going to be on his list too, but I'm interested to see what he says.
I don't know if you
Because
got
I may
to
have.
where I'm at.
I know the moment, but I can't.
I've watched.
No,
spoilers.
I did not pick that because that's like a good personal moment for me. But no. As far as like in the game itself,
Hold up, Chris. Hold up. There are people still playing Red Dead, and they don't want spoilers.
Right? That's funny. The one I picked is the Saint Denis bank robbery mission because like for those who haven't played, like you've been going through this game for 20 hours at this point, and Dutch, the proverbial leader of the gang,
Dutch.
yes, has been like just consistently
Last
telling
name
you,
Rudder.
I got a plan. He's like he's consistently just going, I've got a plan. All we need is this one more score and we're going off. And he's like, this is supposed to be the mission. You've been building up to this. And it goes so wrong so quickly, and then you kind of just know from there on out that the rest of this game for everyone is pretty doomed. It's not going to have a great outlook, but just like everything, like the Pinkertons show up at this point, people die at this point. Like you go from, you start on the mission cracking saves to then like just the largest shootout I've ever had, I think, in a Red Dead, to then like having this chase scene on rooftops and just people like
just
turning
an
around to
epic
look.
heist moment.
Yeah, like one dude, you're running on the rooftops and he's in front of you, and it's a guy you care about greatly, and he's just looking. He's like, "Come on!" And he's looking at you. As you look at him, you can start to see a guy come around the corner, and you're like, "Well, he's about to die." And sure enough, bam! And having to just be like, "Leave him, we gotta go," and you're dealing with all these things as you're trying to escape. And it sets up the whole entire back half of the game, like as far as where they're going from there. And it was just like kind of on the vein of, I'll make sure I didn't put it on my list, but like it's up there in those moments of something like cinematic wise as like Uncharted 2 when you're on the train, right?
Sure. Oh,
like,
yeah, okay.
Like when you just get on that train and it starts going,
That's a good moment, John.
Well, Sean,
But the heist that you just talked about reminded me of the heist in Grand Theft Auto 4.
yeah, that's a great one too.
That's another amazing moment where you go in and then all S breaks loose.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my
And you're on
God,
the- when you get on
we
the,
just wanted to steal money.
when you
like, what happened?
Was it like when you're on the bikes just trying to get the hell out of there, like going through like you're on these little moped bikes going through sewers, just trying to escape
It's
cops.
amazing. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well,
Rockstar does good chases.
just in case nobody knows, what is a Dutch rudder?
That's where
We're gonna let you Google that one.
That's where you take your friend's hand and put it on your Richard,
And
and
then-
then you move their arm, so it's like they're JOing your Richard.
Can we do all that, right? It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a thing where there's like motion.
Yeah. Now a double Dutch rudder
Cut
is
the
where
camera.
is where you put your hand on his Richard and he puts his hand on your Richard.
Yeah,
and you work his arm and he works your arm.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Driving. I was gonna bring that up. I swear I was, but I'll give you credit for it.
Why is John,
John,
blushing?
why are you blushing?
I'm just remembering a moment.
But he says, let's see what some of the viewers say is their number 5.
Oh,
Or like if they did a list, what are some of your moments?
you got 5 seconds.
Anybody.
And Sean, what's your number 4?
He says it's only weird if you make eye contact. And that's right. That's right, sir.
Look, to be fair, the one time Sean and I double Dutch rudder, we never broke eye contact.
You just
just-
looked at each other the whole time.
And then like just the face, like when it finally it's like the end, and we're just both.
Did you cry at the end?
Did I? I just cried in his arms. Wait, what?
God.
So what about Breath of the Wild for you, Devil? That game has a lot of moments. I think.
Well, here. Write it. Go and do your number 4, and then we'll.
Catch
You
back.
guys start writing, and then we'll go back up and we'll read.
Yeah,
some of these.
don't spoil. Oh, the photo cutscenes that I've played are amazing. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right on
yeah,
that. They hearken memories of the olden years. It's like 100 years ago, John. I don't know if you knew that.
True.
Just
The
saying.
days of yore.
the days of yore.
Days of Yore, I think, were a little longer. Go. Just giving a guess here. What's number 4, Sean?
Can't remember it. You have to read it off a page.
No, we have a thing, John, where we bring things on paper and make the noise. I wanted to show them what it looked like.
Terrible.
You know what I forgot to do that I wanted to do for 200, and I'm going to say it because I didn't bring it. I was going to bring Horizon Zero Dawn and open it today.
and say that's one of my favorite moments.
No, I mean just
opening the game.
just for the 200 so they can see it being open.
Oh man,
I
But
know.
you're not gonna play it though.
But Chris called me and was all like, "You gotta meet me at Zaxby's, come on!" And I was all like, "Okay."
No. If I remember, you're the one who were like, we should eat before we record.
you went to Zaxby's?
Yeah.
Thought you were done with Zaxby's. Be with you in a minute.
You know, I could have taken him to
John.
Chipotle too.
I was open for everything, but you know those moments when you go to a Zaxby's and their fries are perfect.
Those are great days.
Today was that day, John.
It really
But
was.
how did you know that?
we didn't?
I-
It was episode 200. We trust the Lord.
Yeah.
Trust the Lord.
Number 4.
Yes, sir.
The flying spaghetti monster.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
I moved my long legs. I mean, it was Penny.
That's funny.
Did you move your third leg or your long leg?
That's funny. I don't know what you did, but sorry about that. Technical.
Are we back on? Can you hear us?
Yeah, we should be back on though. I have to go back into the actual recording now, real quick. Where is it?
This is timeout record aborted. Heidenberg error.
Oh, that's terrible.
Please let that error have come in like so long ago.
No, it's right there. It's just where we did. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and we should be recording again on here.
Yay.
Let me check
Again,
on.
live Twitch viewers, this is what happens sometimes.
Oh, hold on. I gotta stop one.
We're
thing.
stopping again.
Sorry.
This is going great.
John just broke the podcast, so blame John.
I did.
You ruined our iTunes score.
I
You messed up the Twitch stream.
Tools, options. Let me make sure this is done right.
3. We're now at a 3 rating.
Right?
cannot do a live stream to save their lives, and they talk
You only had to do one thing.
constantly.
3, 2, 1, and we should be recording again. Yay! Technical difficulties.
Only for the people
Yay.
that listen on Wednesday.
Yeah, this is for the Wednesday people.
Did
but
everybody on Twitch just hear everything I did?
Hope so.
I hope they did. They should have heard you.
We'll see. Oh, and they.
Okay, yeah. Dravid says he could hear us. Yay!
He said, Aston says, "Don't worry about the score. Nothing can stay perfect." You're absolutely right. That's right.
Yeah, we don't think about it. Only John.
I think about it daily.
Dutch
Yeah.
rudder under the table? Maybe. You never know.
That's
But John, what's your number 4?
Number 4. I don't want to miss what they're saying about their. You
I
want,
don't know if you know this. I could scroll back up.
I didn't know that, Chris. Number 4. The first time you played your ocarina in Ocarina of Time,
That's a
a
good
good
get.
one.
That's a
Very
good one.
nice.
because that opened up a plethora of songs that you would eventually learn.
plethora.
But do you remember the first song you played, John?
Song of Time.
Was it the Song of Time,
Maybe not.
or was it Epona's song, John?
Oh, yeah, it was. Was it? Jeez.
I don't know. It's been forever.
I believe you. I believe you.
I don't remember. I just went back because I wanted. I remember how cool it felt to. They integrated the controller.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was brilliant, and you got to play the tunes, and life was good, and that I think being able to play the ocarina is why I like that game so much.
Yeah, it was.
Not the plot twist of when you actually got the Master Sword and Ganon laughs at you because he knew all along that's what you would do, and the Temple of Time and all that. But I think the ocarina was a big part in the adventure.
I can't think of that type of input, that type of mechanic before Ocarina of Time. I don't want to give Nintendo
Parappa
credit
the
for.
Rapper?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, but the
Just
button
implementing that type of mechanic into this game
yeah.
changed the game, and it was just. And ever since then, the franchise has been, with the exception, I guess, of Breath of the Wild, the franchise has included music into every aspect of the game, whether it's Wind Waker
Yeah.
or Skyward Sword, things like that. So
Yeah.
For sure.
Very nice.
it created a
Wait.
legacy.
There's music in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, it's a harp. It's a harp, and I think you use the Wii.
I really
Nunchuck.
need to play that game.
I'm hoping for an HD remaster. Then you would do it.
Well, John, what was your number 4?
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What was my number 4? Let's see.
Tyrannosaurus said the show's a 4.5. He's out.
Aw. So this.
Zelda's Lullaby, when you learned it acid sugar, was amazing.
I wonder if I can
Yeah.
edit that while we're doing this, by the way. But yeah, start
Don't.
talking about your number 4.
So my
do
number
that.
4 is the opening cinematics and first few moments of Dead Space.
Nice.
The moment where you're on this ship heading towards
Sorry.
this
What are you doing?
I don't know.
what is he doing?
What are you
can't.
doing?
It's nothing.
You're
It's
distracting
nothing.
us from providing the excellent.
You're now distracted. It's
Well,
gone.
because you played a thing, you did the thing when John was talking about his thing. You know what, man?
But hey,
I've had enough.
I unplugged the show.
200, I'm out.
You did do that.
I did.
did.
It's
I
all
screwed
over.
up. I screwed up. So yeah, there's the opening cinematic where when you're on this ship, flying towards the Ishimura,
Oh.
which is they call it a planet cracker.
Yeah, I haven't heard
you
that
know,
in forever.
Yeah,
Ishimura?
Been a while.
and what these planet crackers do is they it's almost like they drill and mine resources from other planets. So you're just flying towards this spaceship that is completely black. It is just a dead ship.
Yeah.
And it's just a haunting image, and you're flying towards this, and something's about to go down, and within minutes of you being on this ship with you landing, almost your entire crew gets wiped out, and you just happen to be luckily that person who's in another room,
Yeah.
and you survive. It just immediately set up the terror and the isolation in a way that I've never felt in a video game before or since. It was just a brilliant opening. So
And
that's
the thing
my,
that I've never played, I don't care about those games at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the
you would
first one.
you would like it.
You
Third
say
one
that,
really do.
But I don't care about them.
I really enjoyed the first one. Second one, I guess I was indifferent about. I didn't hate it or anything like that. The third one was fun though too. It's probably the more actiony of the three.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number.
Where are we at? There we
We're
go.
there. Why don't you calm down? Just calm down.
Because you're doing the thing you do.
You
I
need
have
to
to.
see yourself. We get it. You need to see yourself.
We got to read
Look
the
at that. Look
comments.
at that.
We're
Hey,
streaming.
look what it says right there.
What if we get new subscribers or followers and we miss them because Chris is over there doing the clickety-click thing that he does when we're talking about the things we got to talk about?
Sean's okay, guys.
I'm okay.
He's okay.
This
Life's
is literally called Every Day with Sean.
The first time I punched a Nazi, thank you, Wolfenstein. 9!
That's nice.
That's nice.
One person I saw it up here before. Draven says his most recent memory was playing the new God of War.
Absolutely.
Gave me chills. The first boss battle was awesome and cemented my decision to buy a PS4 for that game alone.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So my number 4. Oh,
Simple Rick says because of unions, there's songs in Zelda.
Robo Ripper asks, has Sean finished Resident Evil 7 yet? Asking for a friend. That's hilarious.
I have not. The plan is I want to play it in VR, and it's possible that if my new
I will
internet
stream that.
if my new internet
I will make
allows
you
me,
come over to
I'm gonna
my-
try to stream from my PS4 now to see if it's stable.
No,
And if it
I will
is-
bring you over here and we will hook you up.
I want to do it in VR. I gotta be a man, Robo. I gotta do it.
Gotta be a man. But anyways, my number 4. If Josh is still here, this will
Ricky
make him
Bobby.
happy
Ricky Bobby.
because it's a heartbreaking one, and I know it'd probably be his number 1. My number 4 was an old Sephiroth took his sword and just killed my hopes and dreams and work for 10 hours in Final Fantasy VII and killed Aerith.
That's a big moment. That's a big
'Cause,
moment.
I mean, like, think about it. Like, that was pretty much right when the original PlayStation launched. And I just never seen anything like that in a game, like a cutscene where, here's this beautiful, what was groundbreaking for its time, right? Like, here's a, this wonderful rendered character, and she's looking beautiful, and like she's in gorgeous
good.
light,
Looks real
and
good.
and she's
she
like so peaceful, and like she's
pure.
probably, she's like the most benign character in the world, and all of a sudden you just see this little sheen above her, and it cuts up, and you see the sword falling, and here's Sephiroth just coming down with all rage, and all of a sudden cut back, and here's Aerith lying over, completely dead, as Sephiroth just slightly smiles and just goes shink. And she
Ouch.
falls, and you see this little orb of mana or whatever it was called back in that game, fall into the water, and you're like, that's what I'm supposed to use to save the world, and now it's gone.
So that's your fourth favorite moment. You sick
No,
son of a.
it's
Right?
not necessarily favorite moment.
Memorable.
It's just moments.
Yeah, it is a very
Memorable.
memorable
It's
moment.
just moments, John.
Yeah,
That one.
that was a bit.
that
Right?
what we
But
do.
it's just
bits?
like, I think that was the moment like where you just knew the RPA or RPG age had just changed. Like it had been something on SNES and Genesis and NES back in the day too, and of course PC. And now you're like, wait a minute, this in terms of storytelling is about to change everything. And to their credit, like for the next,
I've stopped listening.
I would say for the next 5 years, they pretty much were the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy was. So it was quite a huge
Wonder if
moment.
wonder if we'll ever see that episodic remaster.
One day I'll have I'll have a uplifting moment.
Acid has 10.
Oh yeah,
Acid has 10 and 15 as awesome Final Fantasy moments.
They are some. I will say I really did think about the reveal from Final Fantasy X, like when they finally revealed that what Titus is, and then who is actually the final boss that you're going to go fight. Like those are pretty big reveals too.
10's coming to Switch this week. I
Did
believe.
you
I think
remember?
so.
Did you
And 10
remember?
too? Which no one wants to play.
Did you remember the carousel scene from Detroit Become Human?
Ooh, yeah, that is a good point.
Man.
That's a good one.
Tyrannosaurus Tortoise said it got me. He's not gonna lie about that.
Sad.
Yeah, a little sad.
John,
From Uno?
that's funny. See, when you play Uno on your 360, every now and then you see a Richard. You weren't expecting to see a Richard.
Oh,
but
because the
you would-
cameras were. Yeah.
Yes.
You'd see a Richard.
You'd see a lot of random things. A lot of things we can't say on this G-rated podcast.
Hey, Robo Ripper, had I known you'd be on the stream, I would have included a moment from The Last Guardian.
Oh, I got that covered.
Oh, good.
Wait.
Do-
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
That's funny.
I'm out.
He's out.
Greatest game ever.
Devilson says, I don't. If y'all ever did this back when they had college football games and you would play a career in college and transfer to Madden and you played that character for like 8 months, you legit had a good feeling of living out a career. Okay.
Yeah, I remember the way the game used to be. You would update your rosters, and in your career mode, like you said, you could eventually bring it to Madden, and you'd start off as a kind of a rookie, and it was fun.
Vendetta says, end of Red Dead Redemption 1 was by far the most emotional game moment for me. I almost put something in from that too.
And don't forget the next.
Oh, and Solomon says Final Fantasy VII Remake won't come out until my kids have kids.
Yes.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Coming 2064,
80 years
Final
old.
Fantasy VII Remake.
Welcome to podcast 4062.
And then after you say that, you go.
Everybody's just quiet for a minute because
We can't even say your wife because everyone's wife is dead. It's just us. We're
Ouch.
just left. Oh, morbid?
Wow.
Did it just
Yeah.
get too real?
Wow, dude.
Life ends. Grow
What?
up.
What?
So where are we at? 3?
Yeah, we're at number 3.
I want to hear your 3.
What's your
This
what's
is a
your
good, this
trace?
Is, this is a good 3.
Give it to me,
I got to tell you this.
Brent. Come on. Shh, come on.
The game,
Yes. Oh yeah.
the game
Oh yeah.
for number 3
Oh yeah.
is Last of Us.
Uh.
The moment
Boo.
is
good.
beginning Ellie's mission right after Joel gets impaled, and you don't know what's going to happen. There's a
When you're playing as Ellie.
when you become Ellie, and the whole game you're Joel,
Yeah.
and now you're playing with Ellie, and you weren't expecting it. They never revealed it when they showed you the game, and you feel this sense of I have to protect her. I can't let nothing hurt her.
Anything.
Anything. That entire moment from his impalement to starting out that mission for her, amazing. That game had so many moments I could have lit my entire top 5 up with them.
Shout out to Chrono Trigger.
Shout out.
Oh yeah, BK says that his most emotional moment was when Chronos sacrificed himself and died in the middle of games. Bobby Joe,
Yeah, I told her to
says,
watch.
"What the hell is my husband making me watch?" Ha!
This is our 200th episode, wife, and things are going down.
Yo, right
Love.
there.
Is this a good heart? That's a good heart, right? That
That's
works.
kind of a heart.
It's kind of a heart.
Kind of actually looks like a real heart. About the size of it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So there's this traditional
Tyrannosaurus said Joel gets hurt. You play as Ellie. Spoilers. Spoilers.
there's this traditional there's this traditional moment that everybody talks about in Last of Us. So I figure when you said Last of Us, it was going to be that
Thanks, Bobby Joe.
that's that quiet moment where the giraffe.
Thank
comes
you,
up.
Bobby.
Oh yeah, and in the middle of the chaos, Ellie is just a kid again.
That's probably my favorite moment.
and
from that
she's rubbing the fact that the giraffes come so kind of peaceful
game. Yeah.
after.
Well,
you're-
it's
you're-
just like that.
everything
That
yeah.
realization that like while humanity's falling apart, some other parts of society are just going about their lives at this point, which is cool.
Thanks, Vendetta, my wife.
John, what was your number 3? Clankety clank clank.
John has a canteen.
A clean canteen.
Ooh.
clean
clean.
canteen.
Hey,
With both.
show the stream what it is in case they want one. Let me see.
This is an insulated mug. It keeps things cold for 90 hours. 90 hours.
And you can send that check.
It's clean with a
canteen.
K, right?
Clean with a K. Canteen with a K. Look them up.
Tyrannosaurus says, F sakes, John, now there's a giraffe. Thanks a lot.
So my number 3 is takes place in Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, and
Sugar.
what? Tell us.
fine.
I didn't
He
know.
says, the moment I picked up drumsticks after playing Rock Band for about 3 years and realized I could play drums, that was pretty cool. That's awesome.
So, Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, the moment where you collect in like the first half of the game, you collect everything you need to collect to get taken down underwater to the Temple of Time. You walk into, hey man,
I'm just trying to make sure they can see my face.
you walk into the Temple of Time, and in the center of everything, well, you see all these enemies off to the side that are sort of frozen in time. You see a statue of the hero of time.
Yeah. You.
Well,
Me.
You know what I mean?
back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was the first time, and I know there had been direct sequels to certain titles, but it was the first time that the Legend of Zelda series became a cohesive world where you knew that everything about these games were connected. You might not have immediately known for another 10, 15 years what the official timeline was, but you knew it was there, and you knew everything was connected, and you knew that this was just a moment of time of a bigger piece of the pie. And it was just a beautiful, enchanting moment that I'll just never forget, because you're fresh off Ocarina of Time, and it's this direct sequel, and we later learn about split time theory and all that stuff, but it was a real moment where it was just Legend of Zelda became more valuable to me than ever, and it was already like my favorite series, but it just meant so much that you felt the connection from every other iteration of this game. It was a beautiful moment for me personally. That's
Cool.
number 3. Don't cry, Sean. So
You teared up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I can tear up now.
prove it, John.
My number 3. Prove it.
I forget what you
Prove
said.
everything you say.
Oh.
No, I don't think it was
I
based on that. I think it was something you said earlier.
Yeah, I don't know.
I say things.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. My number 3, very distinct moment,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
the cake is a lie in Portal, because I'm going through and I'm like, this is a pretty cool puzzle game. You know, I'm like, this is. I was like, it's not the hardest puzzle game I ever like.
See, now you're just bragging.
I've played like The Witness is up there of things I've played, like where you just look for hours and you're like, wait a minute, those shadows of the tree, and then you're like, what? You know, that's pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
But this one was like, oh, this is cool what they're doing here. But then all of a sudden, halfway through the game, you've been listening to his voice of GLaDOS the whole entire time, encouraging you to do things and being like, look, all you gotta do is do these tests, and at the end, there'll be cake. And you'll be rewarded for everything you do. And all of a sudden, you go through this level, and it seems impossible to get through. It's like an impossible scenario until you notice there's like a hole in the wall. And you go through this hole, and all of a sudden, you just see this one light, I think it is, that's shining at the wall, and carved everywhere is just in blood is like, the cake is a lie. The cake is a lie. The cake is a lie. And then you start to realize, oh wait, this is not a like real experiment. They're just trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Is all the goal. And like it changes the whole entire perception of where you go in this game. And it leads to, which is the other one from this game I thought about putting on there just because it's one of the most interesting things to ever happen at the end of the game, is the actual end game and the song that's there called Still Alive, where after you've beaten GLaDOS, she comes on a computer and starts singing this wonderful song about how she's like, hey, we enjoyed our time together, and you know what? I still want to kill you.
Yeah,
And it's a really good song. It's like surprisingly how good that song is. They put it in Rock Band at one point because people enjoyed it so much. But just like everything about those games, and then going even into the sequel, there's great moments in that game too. I love it. But yes, like the fact that you go through this whole entire thing, and then at the very end, after you beat everything, if you want, you can actually keep walking forward, and there is some cake.
Hey, thank you for the host, Vendetta. We appreciate that very much. That is awesome. John, when you're hosted on Twitch, that's a good thing. That means that their channel, we're going to whoever they reach out to now.
You forgot to do C. John.
See, John, hosting is. And it's
See,
funny.
John, Twitch is.
JC Servacio says, plus, no cake.
There was cake at the end if you got there.
I got to give a shout out because when I did try to play Portal, and I've mentioned that a few times, it was because of Robo Ripper, friend of the show, Jeff. He let me borrow the disc. What was it called? Like the treasure box or something?
Orange box.
The orange box, and it had all the titles on it.
Easily
And
the greatest collection of like
that
5
had
games.
Half-Life 2 on it. It had Portal 1, Portal 2, I think.
Team Fortress 2,
Yeah.
and then the 2 expansions for Half-Life 2.
Reggie says GTA 3 after killing that hooker in the alley was an emotional roller coaster.
It's like thank
Yeah.
you for
Thank you
for
for
the
all
H
the
day.
things.
It's like thank you for the
Great.
H day. By
That's
the way,
emotional roller coaster.
well, it's like oh, thank you for this H day. Let me get out real quick. Bye.
That's fantastic.
That's great.
The best collection is Handsome the Handsome what you call it from Borderlands. That is a good one.
I'm gonna pick up the new Borderlands. Well, shoot, first Borderlands.
The remastered one.
Yeah, because
The pre-sequel?
Cool.
No, the first one.
You know they released a remaster of it. Oh. But you know I don't know if you know this. They released.
Well,
What is Anti-Chamber? That's Wicked Tough Puzzles.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I've actually played that game before.
But it was too hard for you. You didn't have an easy mode?
You want to go play some Sekiro real quick?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Calm down.
That game.
Yeah. Why don't you bring it?
you wanna play some Division? Use that.
Yeah.
Use that turret.
I'll pick you up. Let me go down. John, you're down. You're down, John.
Did you play Division the other night? You had
Oh,
messaged
yeah.
me. You messaged me.
What did you turn to? Like,
don't like
cow meow.
Almost like a Russian.
I
but-
messaged you
meow
before I left
message.
work.
Yeah, you were. I'm busy at work, and I don't mean that.
Okay.
In
You
a,
said
Henry Lee
okay,
Penny.
cool.
I know.
I didn't take that as a you would definitely play. I just it's there. It's always there.
Roblox says, can we see Penny? I think is what he meant to say. I will see if I can bring her out here at the end. She is currently indisposed. I made sure because usually she could be a wreck
Yeah.
during these things, but with this show,
Usually she's
being
the one.
live,
She's the one unplugging the mixer board. Instead
Yeah,
of
not
John's
John.
third
No, that
leg.
was Penny.
Yeah, you tell yourself. But to basically keep her away, I bought her the biggest bone in the store today
Yeah, I
and
bet
just said,
you did.
here. And she's
Yeah,
just
you
over.
did.
Ever since I put it down, like right before we went live, she's just been over there in her own little world. And I'm not going to mess with that while we're doing this.
What's how would we do a weekly game chat Monopoly night?
I don't know.
I won't be there.
I don't
Every
li-
time
I'd
you
rather-
land on my
I'm just-
properties, you
I'm
have to
not
take your
gonna
shirt
be there.
off.
I would rather play Sorry or Trouble.
Trouble, my friend.
Trouble because you could pop the little button. I used to love going.
The Bop-O-Matic.
Yeah, and the little dice in there would go. And dice it up.
How do they go again?
Nope.
How do they do it?
It's fine, guys. Keep
I can't
it
do
moving.
it. John, what was your...
Oh,
500.
500 cheers. Thank you, Tyrannotortoise. You, sir, are a
John.
rock star.
What was
we-
your number 3?
Cheers are good. You skipped me.
Yeah, that's
I
what
thought you just did your number 3.
He did his number 3, and you did your number 3. We're on number 2.
Oh, we're on number 2. I'm dumb.
It's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. It's
okay,
live.
well,
Things
what's your
happen.
number 2?
Are we ready for number 2?
Yeah, do it.
Thanks for giving the love to Tyrannosaurus their acid. B
I gotta
season.
figure out where that goes, by the way. I don't know where that one goes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Great.
It's fine. It's good. All right, are we going? This is gonna be a hard two.
Yeah. Yes.
Two things.
Number 2. We're gonna go back to the original Nintendo for this one. It is gonna be the moment you make it to the one and only Mike Tyson in
Ooh,
Mike
that's up
Tyson's
there.
Punch Out.
Nice.
To this day,
Sir, his name is Mr. Dream now, sir.
Dream.
to
Mr.
the,
Dream.
I will never acknowledge that Mike Tyson's Punch Out went away. I still have Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
Robin Givens says it went away.
but to this day, I have still
was
not
bad,
defeated Mike Tyson.
No kidding.
That dude, I'm not the only one, John. You can look it up. Oh, Vendetta for the 200 cheers, and I bet you did it because this is 200. I'm just going to make that assumption. John told me that when you do that, sometimes some dude named Umi gets made out of, and so hopefully I'm kind of on par with that. But yeah, the game, Mike Tyson's Punch Out for me was at a time where the things that made me love gaming were obviously on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I was born in the 80s, and that's when that blew up or whatever. And for one Christmas, I got Mike Tyson's Punch Out, a red beanbag, and a Nintendo. And then, of course, I got the Super Mario cartridge that was split with Duck Hunt, and I got the gun. I got the whole deal.
Nice.
And, playing that Mike Tyson's Punch Out is one of my favorite games of all time. And that moment, once you get past everything you got to get past and you play Mike Tyson, and he immediately works you because he's Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah. That game is. I have a list of games like this, but if you ask me name a game that is just perfect from beginning to end, and it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Nice.
Yeah, all the things, right?
It's just shout out to I don't want to take this as my own idea, but Brian Altano from IGN compared it to like an old school Shadow of the Colossus.
It really is.
And it makes a lot of
It's
sense.
just
Nothing but
boss
boss
after
fighting.
boss
Yeah.
after boss
Yeah.
after boss.
But it was
Figure out the
disguised.
mechanic.
It was disguised in a boxing game with a fat Mario as a referee.
Absolutely.
Brian is.
What's your
is
favorite fighter in the game? Favorite match?
probably either Bald Bull
Nice.
or
Hippo?
Hippo's fun, but
Honda?
either
Edmund
Piston Honda,
Piston Honda.
Piston-
yeah.
Piston Honda, or
Yeah.
Bald Bull, because Bald Bull is all about that timing. All the fights are about the timing,
Yeah.
but when you realize you can beat the Bald Bull by that gut punch,
Bald Bull.
it's and that noise, like, whatever it makes, is fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of the fights are just they're you got to grind on them, and like the second time you fight Don Flamingo, and his little uppercut, you don't beat
Yes.
him as fast because the first time you fight him, if you catch him, you dodge that hook, and then you can just left, right, and you can beat him.
And those
AB,
moments,
up, down, start.
and
Yeah.
those moments between those fighting the first and the second wave, that moment of exercise,
Yeah.
it's
With the theme song,
yeah, it's just like it's like I'm here.
I don't think that's the theme song.
I used to go to all I used to go to
That's
all my
closer.
friends' houses to play Punch Out because everybody except me had Punch Out.
Yeah.
And I finally got a copy of Punch Out, but it was after Tyson's license expired for the contract. So I beat Mr. Dream.
Not the same.
It's the exact same.
It's not the
Yeah.
same.
It's actually
It's not the same.
it's the
not the
exact
same.
same fighter.
Asterisk. Two things. Nut.
Yeah. But it's funny. A few weeks ago, they announced that they were putting Punch Out.
Dravin didn't get past Glass Joe.
They were putting Punch Out on the Nintendo Online, Switch Online,
Yeah.
and I think in response to that, Mike Tyson tweeted, "They are releasing a new Punch Out game, and nobody's approached me."
That's funny.
we people want to know if the logo behind us is for sale. That's
What logo?
If we
I
can
don't see a logo right there. at
if
all.
we can make that not be if
A
we
digital?
can if we can make that our own, yeah, we'll do stickers or magnets or something. We hope. I mean, we should do it for like $9.99. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's a digital.
I think
Simplify.
that could get the wrong impression.
Hey, Noisy
Noisy.
Cricket. Sean, that game was my first rage quit at 6 years old. Dravin, it is indeed hiding a hybrid of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys concert posters from when Chris went as a youngling.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It's going good, Noisy.
It's gonna be May.
I just finished number 2 on the list for top 5 games moments, not games, but moments. It's good to have you here. That logo isn't going anywhere.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Um,
Emma Emmerich dies in MGS2.
Yeah. That was good.
Surprisingly,
Psycho Manus. and
the fight
that
with
would be-
Psycho Manus
yeah,
when
that'd be
Psycho
up
Manus
there.
starts like looking through your memory card and telling you other Konami games you played,
Yeah, that's crazy.
or vibrating your controller, and that was.
See,
Did you play that game?
Hideo Kojima.
You didn't play
is
that
a-
game?
What game?
It's a Metal Gear Solid game. I think it was 2.
I want to say it's in 2 that he shows up for the first time.
So
I've never played a.
your boss that you're playing, Psycho Manus, he's a mind control type person. He vibrates your controller. He goes into your memory card. He starts making comments in the fight about games you got saved on your memory card that you really played.
Yes, it's messed up.
You're like, what?
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
There's another good moment for Metal Gear when Snake is crawling.
As they typically
Butt
do.
naked.
No, he's not butt naked, but he looks butt naked because of the way his suit fits.
Oh, yeah.
In that microwave area.
Yeah.
And whatever you're doing is affecting the fight that's going on somewhere else. It's pretty dope. Metal Gear's chock full of moments, but
Just so crazy.
yeah,
Love that game.
that's good stuff.
John, what's your number 2?
Number 2, Chris, you guessed it.
BioShock.
Opening of BioShock, baby.
Oh, you're going with the opening. I thought you would go with the old Andrew Ryan there.
What about him?
Who's Andrew Ryan?
The reveal.
Would you kindly?
Who's Andrew Ryan?
Yeah, that's a lot of people's
I don't
moment.
know.
But to me, that the moment, you see, when BioShock came out, I don't think you could say that video games. I mean, they'd come a long way, obviously, but you cannot say that video games were the biggest entertainment medium in the world. They weren't at that point. Was this 2007? I think it was
Yeah.
2007. So I mean, that's
It's a
the
lie,
year.
John. That's a lie.
That's the year that Mario Galaxy came out. BioShock came out that year. I think BioShock.
I think you're thinking that's 2008, isn't it?
No, I
I
think
thought
it's-
it was the year after BioShock.
Could be wrong, but I think
Maybe
they
I'm
came
wrong.
out the same year. So the concept of, and I'm sure I know it had been done before, but BioShock was the first time that I'd ever experienced a moment in video games that I was like, wow, we are at the moment of film narrative. Where you arrive, the plane crashes, you go into that lighthouse, and as you're descending into the ocean, you're hearing Andrew Ryan talk about his political philosophy, which is based on
The
Ayn Rand.
man. Whatever.
No, says the man
Man
from the
Robin.
government.
Yeah.
It belongs to the
the
poor.
poor.
No, said the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone.
Speaking of openings,
I rejected the. Anyway, go ahead.
right up there with that would be the opening for BioShock Infinite. When
It's
you
very
like,
close.
like
It's
when you
very
go
close.
through that, and then like when you finally shoot up in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
And then like you start
Yeah.
floating down to that like that church landing area, and all the hymn music is playing. It's just so you're like
I was
automatically
I was debating between the opening of BioShock and the ending of BioShock Infinite, where
yeah.
they're like,
I almost
there's
put that
always a
on.
lighthouse,
That
there's
was on the
always,
list.
all
Yeah.
this stuff. So, but when you're descending and he goes, when he says that the word rapture,
yeah,
just
and then it
the
reveals.
entire underwater, this entire underwater world just engulfs your eyes, and you're just so many emotions go through me, and just it went right to my loins and everything. So it was just one of the most perfect moments in games being translated to something cinematic, something that's narratively powerful. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just incredible. And I think, that was the first moment for me where that moment in BioShock where I was like, games are progressing. Games are getting, to a different level of storytelling. So it was amazing.
I remember with that game that I saw it about
Solomon, I
about
feel your pain.
I want to say about 2 months before it came out, and it's probably the first game on Xbox 360 that I feel like people did not know. A lot of people did not know what that was before it came out, and I just remember as soon as I played it, running around to everyone, just being like, "You need to get this game!" Like that was the first
Bye,
new.
Bobo G.
That was the first new thing that wasn't just a sequel, wasn't Halo, wasn't Elder Scrolls, wasn't something else. That I just felt like this is truly the first great thing.
This is
original.
different.
Yeah, I was
This
just
is
like
different.
Yeah, you're right. It is very, very unique, and will always have a special place. I think in my heart.
In the remastered games, you can actually find parts of the world and unlock commentaries from Ken Levine
Yeah,
and the director of the game. Really insightful stuff. I mean, I would encourage you, if you're playing that game, to actually seek these things out.
Hey, why did you buy that game on that console?
Well, I fixed it, man.
Well, my number 2.
Yes.
John, you guessed it.
Yeah, I did.
And there was never a question that this was not.
There's
gonna be
never
on
a
there.
question.
I don't know what it is.
Sir, permission to leave the station. What for? To give the Covenant their bomb back.
That's right.
That's nice.
Because there's just no, look, Halo has some great moments in the first game, no question about that. But that opening part of that game, where then when you then go down to what's it called, New Mombasa or whatever, right? It's just like Nintendo's had Zelda and Samus, and that kind of thing. And Sony at that point had, of course, the Final Fantasy characters and a bunch of other minor characters. But it was just like, finally, the Xbox literally has one of the most BA characters. And there's just no question after that scene. What he does when he just jumps out. I mean, name another character who has literally jumped out into space with a bomb and just casually projected it to another ship and blew it up. Here you go. And then, like I said, and then he just falls to Earth like it's nothing. He never once thought about it. He was like, yeah, this is what has to be done.
It's epic.
It's huge,
he's
yeah.
boss.
And there's so many great moments in that game, except for maybe the fight with the priest at the end where you just punch him in his head. But
That's
he goes,
epic.
yeah,
I like it.
I love that.
was good.
Yeah,
It's clean.
I love it. But I mean, yeah, that to me is cemented. Like, whereas, look, he doesn't say much. He's kind of the prototypical hero, right? But it's just, that's the cool thing about Master Chief is that
Acid call him Tony Stark.
kind of like whereas Link doesn't say
Because
anything.
Iron Man.
Where Link doesn't ever say anything. Like whenever Master Chief does decide,
Listen to Chris.
whenever thanks. Whenever
He just
Master
goes,
Chief,
dude.
whenever Master Chief does say something, it's something important, and it has purpose behind it. He doesn't just do something because he feels like it. It's like, no, it's because it needs to be done. And I never forgot that with him. And even now, like with the more recent Halos, which sure, maybe it's not on that same level as it used to be, I still feel like they've been true to that character. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Infinite. I hope it's really good.
And that was Halo 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And seeing that game
Ladies and
remastered.
gentlemen, Chris has been talking my ear off about Halo 2, that moment, for 13 years.
Yeah,
going
it's
on
epic.
14 years. It is.
I've talked
It
about
is.
that moment when I did the replay of the Halo series. Remember? Mm-hmm. And coming off the ship, it holds. It's still epic.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Epic Games.
You can confuse
Sean.
I don't care.
What?
What's your number one?
What do you want from me?
Your number one.
Are we ready for this?
I know who my number one is. You.
Me.
You.
What?
Me? This
What?
guy? This guy?
What?
You're out, dude. Calm down. Let it. Just
What
let
the-
it. Just.
Ego thing. You got it.
We're doing awesome. The wife says.
Oh, by the way.
Just saying.
Yes.
Well, you know what would be more awesome?
What?
Your number one.
Number one.
You just want me to. You just want me to do that, don't you?
Yeah, because we're already.
If I were to say Lieutenant Worf's head looked like a fanny,
So my number
Would you
one.
join me in a laugh?
My number one is. But we live together, John.
Right?
Hands.
We paid rent.
The hands are above the table. The way the camera is and what we're trying to capture, we had to do it this way. I swear we're not doing things under the table. Hey,
Forrest Gump.
How you
that was
doing?
my Forrest Gump quote
How
for
you
the
doing?
day. Remember that?
yes.
Look, Ma, no hands.
So
so
my
my-
number one.
Thanks, Penny.
My number one is a simple classic that it started everything for me.
Ah,
For my number two, I told you I got a red beanbag and a Nintendo, and I told you I got Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and I got Mario and Duck Hunt. World 1-1. The game. That's it. Game, set, match. Nothing.
Speaking of World One from the
Super Mario-
Olympic
you
track.
Stupid son of a. From Super Mario Brothers.
The original Super Mario Brothers.
That's it. That's the moment that
Not one of them
that
SNES
Sean became a video gamer for life. That game goes on, and you end up hating Toad because you get to World 1-4, and you realize that the person you want to save is in another castle, and you did everything for nothing.
For 7 long worlds.
But World 1-1
get
Super
skip
Mario
half.
Brothers. Now when you go back and play it now, you fly through that world. You're done in like 30 seconds if you want to, because you know it now. But that game made me the gamer I am today, and without it, I don't know where I would have been. So,
You know what is like people probably get lost on with that is like just the first time running around that world and jumping up right before that one first jump,
Right.
and accidentally finding the hidden mushroom
Right.
for the first time. It's just like, whoa, wait, what? What is this going on? There's things I can't see on the screen. Like there is a lot built into that that Miyamoto put in that like would go on to define what a lot of people would do down the line.
And it's one of the most perfectly designed platform games ever made.
For sure.
It just definitely set the tone for everything going forward, except for the new Super Mario Brothers games, which are so freaking floaty.
you think they're a little floaty?
You're
bit.
floaty.
You keep bringing up this Mario floatiness.
I can't let it go.
And it's the most recent Mario game that's floaty. I need you to take your
You might be right. It could
yeah.
be very,
It's
very.
just, and I haven't
I'll give
played
you
it,
some floaty.
so
I don't even know what that means.
that's not good.
That's okay.
Only if you're in water does it. Oh,
Oh. Ooh. Unless it's a witch.
I'm gonna
Wait,
admit.
what?
I'm gonna admit something, and it might get me completely kicked off this show.
you never played Super Mario
No,
Brothers?
no. I've never taken the time from beginning to end every single level.
You've always used the warp.
I've always used the warp.
How did you know about the warp at such a young age? Like the
just-
first time you played it?
It's because the
You
way
sucked long enough till someone said, if you do this.
kids that age would call Nintendo Power. They talk to we talk to each other at school, and then that's just how tips and secrets were disclosed back then.
We didn't have pagers at that point. We had landline phones with actual wires.
Yeah.
You had your friends in the
What's a
neighborhood.
pager?
There's some pictures of Sean out there with a pager.
Yeah.
That's funny.
As far as I did one time when I was in high school try to get all the way through the game with no warps. I got to World 6, but it got really, really, really hard.
Hold up.
Yeah, man.
Nadner Bo, where stream?
Huh?
Where stream? What does that mean?
I don't know. The stream is on here.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean, sir?
Let me check. The stream, I believe, is going.
Iron Puppy's here.
Yeah. Stream is on there. We're live. I don't know. Try refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a new hamster in the wheel, sir.
Definitely,
I said, never mind.
definitely, Sean, a truly iconic choice.
Very sure.
It just I remember being a little Sean, and I'll never forget that Christmas, and I'll never forget pushing the power on Nintendo for the first time, and I'll never forget World 1-1. Thank you,
cheers.
Simple Ricks, for the cheer. We appreciate you, sir. You're a rock star.
Okay, well,
That's funny.
That was a good
That's
show.
funny, Jeff.
I
Should
think,
I continue to hope that gang of clowns will come running out of the side door at some point?
It could happen.
I don't know what that means.
You never seen like a gag where like just
like
clowns
that door,
come out
that
of
door
nowhere?
behind me or something?
I'm thinking
Oh, that
the one-
door.
Yeah. John, what's your number one?
Well, I think that's a wrap. So,
Ooh, can I
This
guess
was
it?
a-
Can I guess it?
yeah, go ahead.
Or the game at least?
Yeah.
Super Metroid.
If it's, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it's one of two things. It's either when you find out that Samus is a girl, or when the baby Metroid saves you in Super Metroid.
Ooh.
If neither one of those on your list, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Right?
Because if it's not one of those, it's going to be an Assassin's
Take
Creed
out a
something.
letter and start writing to the makers.
It's going to
of
be an
Super
Assassin's
Metroid.
Creed something.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number one video game moment of all time
For John
is Super Metroid. When that, obviously we all know the moment. I mean, this is not just my.
That's hilarious.
This is not just my
I don't know
moment.
where that's coming
This is the greatest moment in video game history.
Jeez.
Okay.
Little much.
The ending of Super Metroid, you're fighting Mother Brain, and she is taking you down.
There's nothing you can do about
There's
it.
nothing you can do. I thought the game had broken at the moment.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, just this giant Metroid comes in and sucks the brains out of Mother Brain,
Yes.
something like that.
Something like that.
That's the name.
There's something that gets overlooked about Metroid. Not only is it designed perfectly from beginning to end. Go ahead.
Donoman 27.
Let
Thanks
the
for the
crowd
follow.
interrupt me.
It also looks like you gave us a donation. Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much
you
for
so
that
much.
donation, sir.
Thank
We
you very
appreciate
much.
it. Since Robin said,
I will have to
WTF.
update the ledger today,
Please tell me
apparently.
that he says you've now spoiled Super Metro for him, because that would be hilarious. Because
Oh,
we spoiled everything for him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to spoil a game with mine.
But
so.
one thing that Super Metroid does so well is it tells you a story with so little. It's imagery, it's exposition, it's just this subtleness throughout the game where you're being told that you're going to stroke a microphone for
I was doing
gags.
something subtle
Yeah.
to
very
illustrate your
subtle.
point.
But that moment where the baby Metroid sacrifices herself for you is just a particular moment that I will never forget.
And then you
in
got
any game.
Then you got to escape after that.
You do.
And if you
And
don't,
the death of the Metroid makes you completely BA. It gives you the hyper beam, as it was later called in another great Metroid title, Metroid Other M.
fun fact: at one point, my Richard was named that
Hyper beam.
Hyper Beam.
Cobra Kai, no mercy.
No mercy. Hey, Cobra Kai is amazing. There's a season 2 coming out, right? Mm-hmm. On YouTube Red.
I think it's coming pretty soon.
Yeah,
Thought
it
they
is.
put a trailer out.
Yeah, it is.
Was this?
Cobra Kai.
Kai.
Johnny,
Great show.
I still haven't
it's
watched
good
it.
stuff,
One of these days I will.
dude. You gotta watch
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
It's not even supposed to be good. It's supposed to be
Hey,
stupid.
have you watched Game of Thrones yet? Exactly.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Oh,
He
I
hasn't
thought
watched
you
Game
looked.
of Thrones.
Of course, John. You got to get on the Game of Thrones
one of
boat.
these days?
You got a phone. Plug headphones in.
Jeff's finally on
Hold
it.
the phone.
You know that?
Just hold the phone.
How about I read the books? I read the books.
Boo.
Yeah, I read the books.
You just still
How about
would
you
have to
do
watch
both?
the
But
latest
you got to
ones.
watch the. You got, dude. It's amazing.
Follow episodes chapter by chapter. You'll be okay. It's gonna be
Schluter.
okay. It's gonna be okay.
Schluter.
Because what I want to know is Chris's #1 video game moment of all time.
I'm not ready for this.
You're not.
This is gonna be some bull
Has
crap.
he guessed it at all, or I guessed one? Did he guess anything?
You guys got the company right. You didn't get the game right.
So it's BioWare.
It is a BioWare game.
What else did he play in BioWare?
I played a lot of.
KOTOR,
Hey, that's it.
probably.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, so I love BioWare.
Knights of
and
the Old Republic.
This was the moment that I had played.
Oh, I know what he's gonna say now.
I had played other. I'd played other BioWare games before KOTOR, but this was the one that like made me go, "This company is special." At that point, right?
At that point,
Yeah, I don't know about now. We'll talk about that in the news. But yeah, I thought about BioShock at one point, and I thought, no, this is bigger because like Andrew Ryan's deception is an evil person using you to do evil things, right? Basically, like to accomplish his agenda. But KOTOR's twist is so much bigger and so much better. And I'm sorry, guys, but it's been 15, 17 years now. So if you haven't played this by now, sorry. But Darth Revan, you are Darth Raven. Like, or Revan, however you say it. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Revan.
Revan. Don't
the
get it
idea-
twisted.
Yeah, don't be all like
You know,
Darth
the
Raven
whole-
stock.
The whole entire time in this game, you have this idea that like Darth Revan is the master of the guy that you're going after, but he's disappeared. And finally, about 2/3 of the way through, you have Jedi's coming up and telling you, you are Death, or you figure it out. You are Darth Revan. And basically these Jedi's have been, and many other people have been trying to reprogram you to be for a force of good the whole entire game. And the fact that that is happening, like that idea, right? That one, you're stealing someone's identity, your identity, and it's not for the forces of evil, it's for the forces of good. And then afterwards, it gives you the choice of what you're going to do next. Are you going to accept them and embrace this new idea of nobleship and saving the universe, or are you going to revert back to your true evilness and just destroy not only your old
Evilness.
not even your protege that betrayed you and left you for dead, but everyone who's been trying to convert you for this whole entire game. I've never had a moment in that, and at the same time, it's probably easily the most Star Wars type moment I've ever had in a video game. And the fact that I get to make those choices, that was the power of what BioWare was doing well before anyone else. It's like, here's a game where literally we will give you the freedom to be what you want, good or bad, and truly there will be significant consequences for it, and you will have significant reasons for choosing what you choose. There's no wrong answer, right? It's up to you. And after that, when I heard they were making Mass Effect, it was like it didn't matter, right? Like whatever it was. I wish they would make another KOTOR, but I was like, I'm gonna play this game because of that. That was what sold me on Mass Effect, right then and there. But yeah, it's just that's what started the love for me. So it felt pretty fitting to say that would have to be my number one game.
I like
moment.
it. Moment.
Yeah.
I like it. Not game moment.
You know, not all of us are shills to Nintendo classic properties.
True that.
Well, we are, and we love it.
They got checks. Hold them up, boys.
It's funny. Tyrannosaurus says he's not watched Game of Thrones either. John F. Peer pressure. Dravin says he should still watch it. Basically, somebody gets kicked out of a window. It's a moment that starts off the Game of Thrones series.
I did see the first episode.
So you saw
Things
the
I
tower
do for
scene.
love.
Yeah, the things I do for love, and then there's a boot.
That was crazy.
That's gonna be fun.
But
Someday,
that
by
was
the
funny.
way.
That's when my wife.
Yo,
Live, man.
Jesus.
It's okay.
See,
we
there's
did it.
a
We did it.
There's a delay in the audio
Jesus,
yes.
when you're streaming.
But there's still a delay in the and you stupid son of a. But I couldn't wait to watch the next show, and that's when my wife
Yo,
Your
live.
quit watching it. She says, "I'm out.
we recovered.
I'm not watching anything about incest and kicking kids off towers." And I was like, "It's not just that. There's head choppings. There's
I
war.
thought she, in my mind,
There's
she watched
hers.
it. I thought she watched
There's
it.
the whores."
So she doesn't watch it?
Poor one of these days. This stupid Nightbot's.
Oh
gonna
my
die.
God,
I hate you,
Nightbot! I
Nightbot.
hate you. You're
I
on
hate
my
you.
side, and I don't want you there anymore.
Right?
Die.
Can I do something there?
I don't know.
What's this?
This is the settings for the bot.
Maybe it's this. Oh.
Is this necessary right now?
Yeah, not really.
Well, because when you say your wife, you want to put
Your
it in all
wife.
caps, and you want to do the your
Yeah.
very long and the wife very long. It's a
like
thing.
it just doesn't know what we do. Anyways,
So we missed stuff now because he went away. Can you scroll up now?
no.
because you went away again.
Shut up.
Tyrannosaurus
No
is
one
your
likes you.
wife. It's not just that. LOL Vendetta, and I don't know what he talks about.
Nightbot wants a raise. You're right. It
Man,
really does.
F word the Nightbot. Okay.
Well, you guys want to do some news?
How long have we been recording so far? Are we doing good? We caught up on everybody's things in the.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my
if I went
God,
back
we've
there.
already gone an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
It's not a sin to watch Game of Thrones. You're absolutely right, Solomon. The entire world's gonna be watching it tomorrow.
Actually, he said it is a sin.
Oh, it's a sin not to watch Game of Thrones, John.
Yeah.
I read it wrong.
Yeah, you did.
You're dumb.
I should go.
As
Yep,
a
bye.
brick, you
It's not
couldn't
like
be
you wrote
dumber.
this.
So, regarding the news, you want to just, I'll just read it off our
Well,
phones.
hold on.
No,
I got you.
we
It'll be
gotta.
fine. 3.
Do you want us to?
No.
Hey, hey! First off, guys, let's do some news.
Hot off the press and straight to your ears. Weekly Games Chat presents the news.
News.
Worst ever, Sean.
The first episode is a sin. You're golden after that. Still talking about Game of Thrones.
You're
That's-
golden after that.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Dude, I've never watched a series, John, where the thing that happens at the end of the first season happens like that.
Well, clearly you've never watched The Golden Girls.
You should never speak of the Golden Girls again.
What?
They're angels.
You
They
back
are
off
angels.
now.
You stop now, sir.
You have no
Thank you
power
for
here.
being a friend.
You have no power here.
Yeah, you have no
Gandalf.
power here. All right.
Stormcrow.
So how are you going to do this, Chris? Because normally we're going to look at the screen and Chris is going to bring the new stuff. I guess we'll do it like this, huh? This works,
Got it.
right? Maybe I need to say it again. Naked Dragon Lady, exactly. Draven. Tell me how I should say your name. More like a Dra or a Dre. You know what I'm saying?
I pictured Draven.
S10 Draven.
Sounds more BA.
He's going to be like, it's not Draven at all. It's Dr. Avon. You're like, well, that's great.
Well, let's go because we're already.
Okay.
It's
we're
fine,
running
Chris.
long.
So-
this is 200. Calm down.
I want you to read the second one.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do you mind if I start?
Go ahead, sir.
All right.
You put it in first.
Great. New games for Game Pass. April's Xbox Games Pass edition are getting some monster hits this month. See what I did there?
I do.
And games include Monster Hunter World, Prey, and Life is Strange 2, Episode 2. Join the list of a growing library of games. Other games include The Golf Club, The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, and Resident Evil 5. In addition, the Xbox Game Store has some sweet deals on the store right now for its annual spring sale.
Yeah, the spring sale was going on. We had a friend in the Discord chat who was telling me that he was actually looking at the games on the spring sale right now. And I said, is there anything good out there? And he said, well, there's some good stuff out there.
I was
Is it new Prey or is it old Prey?
both.
Oh.
Well,
What does that mean?
Well, there's
sorry.
the
The
original
original
Prey.
Prey is discounted on the spring sale right now,
Okay.
but this is current Prey.
All right.
Yeah, and I've got my eye on Ghost Recon.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's
do
like
it.
$20 right now. I
Oh,
think.
we should get it and play together.
You want to?
Possibly.
I
But
think
I seriously
have
was.
that game.
I seriously think that I'm going to open Horizon and let that be the game I'll play for the next week or so.
Please.
Does it need to happen,
Please.
chat? Does it need to happen?
It
Do I need to
needs to
finally play
happen.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
You need to change it, Sean.
What? What do I need to change?
Your name.
No. Why would I do that?
Because it's the next news blurb.
Oh,
You're dumb. So dumb.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
PSN name change. PSN name. I'm nervous. We're live doing this. As of April 11th, Sony has announced that you will now be able to change your name on the PSN. The change will be available from a web browser and free to use for the first change. That's really cool, considering that you get a free one. You see what I'm saying? Any further changes will be $9.99.
9.
Yeah, that's like $9.99 for PlayStation Plus members. Your old ID will always be available to you, as other players will not be able to claim it. To aid your friends on PSN, your old ID may be displayed next to your new ID on your profile for 30 days. Games published before April 1st of 2018 may not be compatible with new online IDs.
I think it's like one game they said.
But yeah. What, do you remember the one game?
They didn't say. They just said like they found an instance of one game that was not,
They made it sound like it was a prevalent problem, or
Yeah,
would be.
I don't know.
That's
So-
true. Playing these games may mean you still have to use your old username, and there's a chance you could lose access to DLC.
That's bad.
See, Sean, DLC is downloadable content.
Content.
Contented.
That too.
Contention.
Let's see what they're saying over there. I grabbed Far Cry New Dawn on Xbox and Speederman on. I see what you did there
So-
on PlayStation in the sale. Speederman almost made my list for a moment on there. It's too new. I didn't want to ruin it for you guys.
Is there a sale on PlayStation?
There always is.
Yeah.
This week there really hasn't been.
Well, congratulations, Sony, on finally doing something that Microsoft has been doing, and I think Steam have been doing since 2007.
I've always assumed it had something to do with PlayStation 3's decision to go
It is,
Blu-ray.
Oh,
It
I
had
don't.
to
I
have
don't
been.
think it's Blu-ray. It's just however they coded their online to the system itself.
Nice.
It creates issues because they said like even though you could change this, it won't apply on your PlayStation 3 profile.
Well, those words were shots fired at Sony.
I agree.
Speaking of shots fired, John.
Sean, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Ro, you got it right. They always give you something free first, then you get hooked, and then you're like, it's only $10. I didn't really like my free change that I did. I'm gonna pay $10 to do another
Well,
one.
Microsoft, that's pretty standard with Microsoft, right? They
That's
charge
how much
you,
they charge,
is
yeah.
it-
Yeah.
So speaking of shots fired, shots fired from Microsoft.
Boo.
No, dude, we'd already done it.
I know.
and it was cool.
I know,
but you had to. We let you talk. He's such a jerk.
You're a handsome fella. I have nothing to say bad about
I
you,
love
today,
you,
John.
I love you so much. An exec from Microsoft recently commented on Google's Stadia, Sean, saying, quote, they don't
Makes
have
sense.
the content, end quote, to compete with major players in the industry. This might be a good point. Microsoft's Xbox CMO, Mike Nichols, argued that while Google Stadia and others have an infrastructure in place, they lack the content necessary to flourish in the industry.
I kind of agree with that. But what if the new content establishes the new standard for the industry?
Es posible.
Yeah, that means it's possible, people.
Quote,
It could happen.
quote, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Let's be
Quote,
honest.
emerging competitors like Google have a
Worst.
cloud infrastructure, a community with YouTube, but they don't have the content. You won't necessarily need a device over time, but you'll get the experience with local processing power.
You gotta, Acid. Thanks for posting that link. That's great to post it live, and I really don't like that the Nightbot is telling them not to post links. That's for extra security, so we don't get like
Yeah, I don't know
spam
why.
and virus on there. It's an initial.
It just is what it is. Just don't worry about the links there, Acid. I don't
You need.
want you to
That's a great point, S10. That we should make Acid a mod for the account so he can post the links.
Ooh, I could do that.
And Acid's not going to listen to the Nightbot. He's like, "You Nightbot."
Anyways,
Hey, and it makes sense, right, Devil?
So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this because, I mean, it's not about having content. I mean, it would seem like Xbox is not necessarily one to talk when it comes to first parties. I mean, I know they're going to get there, but how hard is it going to be for platforms and video game publishers to want to get on board with Stadia?
Sure.
Then there's your content.
well,
It's
they have
just-
to build it out.
But it's just like when the Switch was getting announced. And you remember we said if this thing sells, people are going to want to find a way to make games on there, regardless of how hard it may be, considering they were making the same game on the PlayStation or Xbox.
Yeah.
If Stadia comes out and people love it, the developers are going to find a way to get their games on it because people are buying it like hotcakes.
well, if Doom performs like they claim it's going to,
which it hasn't so far.
that it's yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I know that they tried it at when they were demoing it while it was there, so there could be something to that. I don't know, but if Doom doesn't perform well, that's the first hurdle they needed to cross,
Yeah.
Yes.
and they might stumble on that.
Speaking of hurdles,
They-
why didn't track and field make our top moments?
It should have,
When you were pushing your hands on the
because you tried 2 times with your feet, and you're like,
You're like,
this
you know
sucks.
what? No, that sucks.
I think, I'm not surprised that someone, especially the CMO, is making this kind of attack. This is his job, right? Like, he's supposed to take Google down. That said, look, if they are right in the sense that when that thing launches on day one, they are right. Like, especially the subscription part of it, they're not going to have a lot, especially in comparison to someone like Microsoft, who has the advantage of, I'm guessing, whatever their streaming service is going to be will be tied directly to Games Pass games, which already, they have a ton of content. So that is the challenge Google's going to have coming out the gate, is that what do you do if Microsoft and Sony come through and go, like, here are all these games we already have in our library for you to stream, not just exclusives, but just like, things that are here that are big and they're part of now, versus Google, where you just go, well, we got Doom. That's our only big thing. That's going to be a hard sale. So for them, it's definitely going to be a question of how quickly can they build up that number and give people what they want. I'm sure they can. I would be very surprised, but yeah, it's definitely, Microsoft, I think, first and foremost, just trying to say, don't worry about them. We got this, because that's what they should do.
Speaking of what the people want, it appears that people want Acid as a mod. Just saying. S10 says, okay, so now we have Tom Segura, Ricky Bobby, and now who does John remind me of?
Tom Segura, Ricky Bobby.
They say because of my hands when he talked in his interview.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
so
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Acid, you're going to be the first mod for the weekly game
It
chat.
could be a development.
Much like the Horizon Zero Dawn in development.
Tossing.
Swing and a miss.
Pastor
Janina Gavankar, who voiced Tatai in the Frozen Wilds DLC. I don't even know what that means. I can't wait. May have accidentally slipped on a potential sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. The actress was speaking to fans at Star Wars Celebration, I assume in Chicago, when she made the potential slip. Quote,
I hate it
No,
when it
outside
slips.
my house.
I like a slip. Just wait.
What?
Boo. Just wait until you see the sequel. You're going to die. I know some secrets. You're going to die.
So
I
she's,
feel bad
she's
for her.
stating the obvious. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
we all know.
knows it's in development.
You're making a sequel to a game that sold over 5 million copies? No. I'm sure it's coming. I would be surprised whenever PS5 gets announced if we don't see a reveal trailer for that at
We
the same
better.
time.
And
We're just going to keep assuming that PS5 is going to get announced, don't we?
yeah, we can.
Well,
kinda-
next year at some point.
It's got to happen, right? What if they're like, you know what? We're no longer doing
We're just going to do
consoles.
PS4 for life, guys.
Yeah, for life.
If you don't play Horizon Zero Dawn before the sequel comes,
It's a travesty, right?
you're not my friend anymore.
Travesty.
You know what?
That's really how it is.
That's
Get to playing.
that's awesome.
So, Yeah, speaking of
Well, you're going to drop to like 2 million on my list.
Speaking of,
2 million,
Sorry, I peeked.
Shadows Die Twice hit 1 million
yeah,
twice. See what I did there? From Software's Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice has sold 2 million copies in just 10 days. That's pretty good.
Was that good, guys? Is that a lot? Is,
pretty good.
is that a lot of
Oh
games?
yeah, that's a
for
big-
for a game
Nip
like
flips
that, yeah.
rule.
revealed
Roblox.
by Activision. This number was achieved through sales of PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This number is sold through directly to consumers and includes both physical and digital sales on all platforms.
Nice.
According to Michelle Fonseca, Vice President of Product Management, quote, "It's been an honor to work with From Software to help introduce a brand new franchise to gamers around the world. The fans have made Sekiro Shadows Die Twice on one of the most incredible game launches of 2019 thus far. The game has performed well on all platforms, including PC, and we're excited by the continued support from gamers like Chris."
Yes.
So he was specifically mentioned.
Well, she's welcome.
Yeah.
I do what I can.
S10 says, let's do a trade. John watches Game of Thrones and Sean plays Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh man. It's
Doesn't seem fair considering our.
a big commitment.
Yeah, it's
But that's great for
huge,
them.
huge.
That's great for them, like especially considering if you go all the way back when they first made Demon Souls and everyone's just like, this game isn't going to work. And now, 10 days you're selling 2 million, which probably means that game's going to easily sell 5 million probably by the end of the year.
Possibly.
Congrats to them.
Hey, Max About Games, hello to you. Thank you for your congratulatory words on our episode. You're the best. It's also cool to see your text. You know what I'm saying? And I have not traded it to Tyrannosaurus. If you're speaking of Horizon Zero Dawn, it's still in the cellophane. It's like it's there. It's ready to go.
He looks at it every day and goes, I'm sorry.
I could mail you my copy of Sekiro S10 because F that game. But I think I broke it in half, so I don't think you want it.
Do it.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Sure.
So game releases for the week of April 15th. All right. Final Fantasy X and X-2 remaster on April 16th.
Switch.
That'll be on the Switch, right, guys?
Yeah, sorry. That is true.
World War Z on April 16th. I don't know what system. I guess all of them.
Probably.
All right. Wasteland 2 on April 16th.
Everywhere.
Anno 1800 on April 16th.
I'm guessing PC could also be on PS4 and Xbox.
Cuphead on April 18th. That's on Switch.
Cool.
That's cool. Those are kind of lame for me because I'm waiting on the game that comes out on April 26th.
Ooh.
What's that one?
Seriously?
Endgame.
Well, it's in games the movie, but there's a game on PlayStation coming out about zombies and motorcycles.
Days Gone.
Yeah, it's
Gone Days.
gonna be a big one.
You wanna do-
Simple Ricks, yes. What's up? You said Sean. That's me. How you doing?
Provide some details. John,
Shot.
Hey,
John,
he
provide
wants,
some details.
yeah.
Shot.
What happened? What'd I do?
I'm trying to give you some pivot because I said provide some details.
That's John's turn.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I just figured he might want it.
Why?
You had a little tiny list, and you didn't like it that much anyway. I feel like it was
Well,
disappointing.
inside Xbox details.
Do it.
Huh? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Days Gone does look sick. S10. Microsoft's monthly Xbox live stream showcase returns next week with a look at what may be coming this year at E3.
Ooh.
Gears 5 developer, the Coalition Studio head, Rod Ferguson, will be on hand with some details on the upcoming sequel. The 1-hour episode will stream live on Tuesday, April 16th at 2 p.m.
Tuesday.
2 p.m. Pacific, so that's like, 5 or 6 our time? With details of the Sea of Thieves anniversary. It's crazy that's already been out a year if it has.
Easily.
We will also get new looks at Warhammer Chaos Bane. That's the new name of my Richard. And Rage 2.
That's what I named my Richard.
Exclusive.
Rage 2.
Yep.
Xbox Live. Exclusive.
What's the name of your Richard? Rage,
Rage
2,
2.
the sequel.
No, Warhammer Chaos Bane.
No, I was saying after you said that was yours. Mine is Rage 2, the sequel. Cool. I'm glad they're doing that. I'm sure they have a lot of stuff to get out of the way before E3.
You guys are gonna have to explain to me this bot thing when no one's looking.
So when you're
That's crazy.
not gonna
It's
real
like,
quick.
I mean, is that just
Imagine
automated?
if you had 100 people there and like
stuff
you
would just
get
get
people
posted left and right.
like they're just spamming icons like 100 little emojis. and it's just flooding
Emojis.
it's flooding your chat so you can't see it. That's what it does.
So it says, "Hope you learned your lesson."
He didn't kick him
Yeah.
out. He may have. You can set the parameters of what you want it to do and not do.
Yeah.
You can also
think I
assign.
neutered it.
You can assign like Acid. When we make him a moderator, he's gonna have a little sword by his name because he's in charge of things. So we'll fix all that.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Vendetta. God of War for me was literally the game of the year on so many ways, and Chris is not going to agree with that. He's going to say Red Dead was.
It was up there as my number 2. I don't have a problem with anyone saying God of War is game of the year.
And he says head bob. He says head bob.
There it is. Hey, guess what, guys?
What?
Finally this week.
And we're already at finally?
Yeah.
On the news?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because we recorded Tuesday and it's Saturday.
Yes.
And
I'm lazy.
You're not lazy. We're doing great. This is. I couldn't ask for a better 200th episode with you, John.
Do it again.
Finally this week. The Adventures of Jason Schreier.
Why are you scared to say
Okay.
That's how it sounds when we
No,
live
I
together.
can picture.
Vendetta says splooge. Love the.
So I can picture Jason Schreier as one of those guys that has his own version of a head bob. But this is the Adventures of Jason Schreier. Mm-hmm. Take a listen, folks. A recent expose in Kotaku revealed, allegedly, some not-so-harmonious existence of BioWare, particularly spaceships, particularly
Did not think that was going to happen.
particularly regarding the development of Anthem. The piece revealed, and we love a good piece, the piece revealed many employees
I got the
speaking
piece.
under anonymity. See, Sean, anonymity means you don't want people to know that you're talking.
Anonymously.
Revealing stress and burnout, as well as troubles adapting to the Frostbite engine, as well as complaints regarding said engine that went unnoticed. BioWare, I should say unnoticed or ignored, it was probably a better word to describe that, ignored by leadership. BioWare chose to not directly participate in the article, but makes a statement regarding the article. Quote, "We'd like to take a moment to address an article published this morning about BioWare and Anthem's development." The statement reads,
Oh, something happened.
yeah,
Somebody did something. Somebody gave money. We got to go see it. Don't freak out. You're freaking out with the mouse. Don't freak out.
I can't see
it's
it.
over.
Oh,
It's over. It's behind us.
Sorry.
We need to know what happened.
It then says it stands
my
behind
God.
all of the developers who worked on the game, and that was why it abstained from participating. Quote, "We chose not to comment or participate in this story because we felt there was
We
an
got a donation.
We did. By row.
we felt there was an unfair focus on specific team members and leaders who did their absolute best to bring this totally new idea to fans. We didn't want to be a part of something that was attempting to bring them down as individuals. We respect them all, and we built this game as a team." End quote. That was just a portion of the response that BioWare gave
I think it
regarding
was
that article.
Casey Hudson who put that out too.
Oh yeah, that probably. Yeah, I think you're right. And that
Yeah.
article, you can go read it on Kotaku
It's
if
long.
you've got about
Yeah.
30 minutes to spare. It's pretty lengthy.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah,
like,
it
they've
is.
been, you could tell that was obviously a piece he worked on for months putting together, which is good. You know that I love. Jason Schreier is like a rare, occurrence in games media. Like he truly, most are either they're posting
it
things
is.
that they're posting things that studios want you to post about their games, or they're just commenting on news blurbs, or else they're just doing opinion, right? And he's actually one of the few that goes out there and goes out of his way not just to do that, but to also do exposés like this. I can't say anyone should be shocked by what was in here. There was a lot of people who predicted that there was a good chance things like this were going to come up. It's been clear, I think, since Mass Effect Andromeda, especially, right, that studio has a lot of issues, and there's probably a lot of things going on. Like you start to see famous names who have been there forever and who have been huge pillars of the company. At one point, even Casey Hudson himself leaving, and you go, why? Why are all of a sudden why are you leaving this thing you personally built up? And you have to assume, yeah, maybe every now and then there might be someone who's just moving on because they go, I've done this for 15 years. But for some of those names, you're like, this is your baby. This would be like Miyamoto leaving Nintendo all of a sudden.
Don't you
right?
speak of such.
Or, of course, a couple of years ago when Kojima left Konami. It's big stuff.
Kojima.
So it's painful, and you just wonder, can that studio be salvaged? That's what you hope. And, I'm confident Casey Hudson would be the one you'd want in place to potentially make it happen. But, it reminds you that, studios they're living like organisms in a way. Like, they consistently change, they evolve, and sometimes it's not for the better. And, like we think of, like, for instance, Retro is a great example. People often think of Retro still being the studio that did Metro Prime. They've had a lot of turnover. So you have to always wonder, can they keep being that studio they used to be as opposed to the one they've become? And it's no different here. I think if EA is smart, I keep saying this, they just back off and they say, what do you guys want to do, and what do you think would be the best thing to help you do it? Whether it means leaving EA and asking them to, like, could you sell us off to someone else, or, let us buy our company back, or just saying, we're going to make a Dragon Age game or a Mass Effect game, and we're going to not use Frostbite because it wrecks us to use that stupid system for our games. I don't know what the answer is, but I hope, really, really do hope that they figure it out, because the last thing I need, I just named them my number one moment, and their series is one of my number one series of all time too. So
Look,
I hope they figure it out.
I take, and I read it from top to bottom. I take Jason Schreier's account of what happened with BioWare as a certain perspective. I would never take away from the people who anonymously said something as gospel.
Sure.
That's fine. But I don't think an NDA prevents you from talking about your own mental health regarding the game.
I doubt it.
It's just, look, there's a fallout to what's happened with Anthem. And I think there's a lot of people out there. I'm not suggesting that everybody is doing it, but there's a lot of people that are circling the wagons a little bit. They're trying to protect the reputation that they have as game developers who are potentially trying to move to different things. I always did I almost wreck the show again? I'm always skeptical when people come out and say, this was stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I could think of 100 things that people do for a living that are stressful. It's just, I feel like people live in this vacuum who talk about this in the video game industry, who just think that the only profession in the world that's stressful is video game development. I think I don't negate the work he put into this thing. I just think that we should approach this conversation with an enormous amount of perspective on both sides. Because as much as I respect Jason Schreier, he's got, if you listen to him if you look at him on Twitter, if you listen to him talking to people, he's been guest on YouTube streamers, he's got a certain worldview that influences how he reports his investigations.
S10 says it's very hard to live up to past greatness when you lose the core group that made it great.
Sure thing.
But when that core group starts jumping ship, it's very telling.
Yeah.
Acid chimes in and says the world thinks the only stressful job they have is the one they have. Going back to the donation, that was by Roblox. It said it just updated. It said that it was a 10. Thank you so much for that 10. And it said it was for Acid, the campaign for Acid for Mod in 2019. But no, thank you guys. Thank you guys for all of your hard work, and y'all do an amazing job. We love you. We love you too, sir. S10 chimes in right now, says the most stressful part of my job is worrying about dropping my phone when I'm in the bathroom. That's pretty funny.
If this is true, like where you go, you're 7-8 months out and you've been told, right, that like the game has to come out in March, like which is basically what they said EA told them, and you're going like, we don't have these 3 or 4 major things even be done, or beginning to look like they're complete. I could definitely understand how that's a pain.
The crazy thing is, I'd read or heard that EA didn't even force Frostbite on BioWare. They didn't do that.
From what I would be amazed if that's true.
Yeah.
Because from my understanding,
meaning you think they probably did.
Yeah, because my understanding was when Frostbite 3 first came out with, I think it was Battlefield 4,
I think so.
or
Yeah.
3. It's 3 or 4. Like basically, they told all their studios at the time that everything was moving to Frostbite because they didn't want to pay Unreal's license or Unity's license.
Yeah,
to
because
be in their game.
every copy you sell,
Yeah,
a piece
Epic
of
is
that
getting
goes to
they're getting a piece, and it's like I get that on one hand, but like it's damaged a lot of things. Like Madden is got issues that have become apparent just because of Frostbite.
The most damaging piece in the article, which really blew my hair back, was the the idea that real development on Anthem
yeah.
didn't start until 18 months before the game released.
Exactly.
Or was it 18 months prior to Casey Hudson releasing or announcing it on E3 stage? I forget. But it was...
What was it? Like
I
they had changed the title the day before they announced
that's true,
it?
yeah.
Like-
That to me was the most gut punch of a moment in that article.
Yeah.
So
It
that
hurts.
blows my mind.
It hurts. And even right now, like it makes you wonder, look, they've teased up Dragon Age 4, but at the same time, you're talking about a game that is pretty popular among RPG circles, was Game of the Year for a lot of outlets back in 2014.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen but
Yeah,
maybe, a little tiny teaser. And it's going on 5 years.
The article, I think, mentioned that Dragon Age 4
it's-
wasn't even in development by the time they announced it,
Yeah.
which is a moment like Smash
Yeah.
Brothers Wii U. Hey, by the way.
Yeah, and you hate to see these things.
Yeah.
Like I worry because we all realize what EA will do eventually. If EA will want to save this studio because they did spend a good amount of money on them, but eventually if they keep being a problem for their bottom line and they don't meet the expectations, they'll just say, "Look, guys, we're out and we're shutting you down. We're gonna move some of you people around, and the rest you'll be given severance and go on your way." And that sucks.
We'll see. Simple Rick says it was easier back in the NES days to put out a game, and if it sucked, it sucked.
Yeah.
That's a good point. S10 chimes in further and says the newer games are more stressful to make because people expect more, but they also have a little less slack because almost I think it's every game that comes out now on like PS4 and Xbox come out with a day one patch that fixes stuff they didn't fix during production. The Switch games generally don't have a big update when they come out, which is amazing. I love just popping those in and going.
The craziest when Nintendo started to really have trouble with glitches and things like that, there's two notable ones for the Wii. Twilight Princess, you get into this room that if you do something in a certain sequence, you can't leave the room. And it's the same type of glitch that's on everyone's favorite Metroid game, Metroid Other M.
Oh.
And you had to ship the save file into Nintendo for them to fix it for you.
Hey, Casa, thanks so much. It may not have shown up yet, but thank you for the 5. We
Oh,
appreciate
thank
the
you so much.
donations. That's what's up. Roblox says to John, what hair? You don't have it long enough for a blowback.
That's funny.
You should see it wet. Wait, what?
Oh,
You guys want to wrap this up?
Never.
just to be safe. Email. Email.
Mail of the future.
Email.
Emails.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to write your thoughts and opinions, just like many
Thoughts
did,
and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
that was pretty good. You can write them in by writing us at weeklygameschat@gmail.com. That's weeklygameschat@gmail.com. Just like Kevin did.
What's up, Kevin?
What
He
up,
says,
Kev?
Howdy, host guy, Southern Drawl guy, and NPR guy.
Oh,
Wait, am I Southern Drawl guy? And you're who's NPR guy?
I
You?
guess I'm the NPR guy.
You do kind of got an NPR vibe to you, and you're host guy. So I got to be Southern Drawl guy.
You do have it.
I got a Southern Drawl.
But it's
Look,
sexy.
Is
It's
it-
like sweet.
Is it butter?
It's hot, sweet honey barbecue.
Is it like a
Sean,
sweet-
I don't know how to tell you this. You lived in Ladonia, Alabama.
I did not live. That is not me.
I live in Smith
Only-
Station,
only-
Alabama.
Okay, that's closer.
Yeah.
I
You
guess
don't
I
wanna
got a
be
Southern. I
associated.
guess I got a Southern Drawl.
Greetings from Santa Monica, California. Congrats on your 200th
Thank
episode.
you, sir. Woohoo!
I'm sorry I won't be able to listen to this live. 12 p.m. PST cuts right into my day. But I'm looking forward to hearing it when it gets released on Wednesday or sooner. We will be releasing on Wednesday.
Speaking of sooner, Jalen Hurts played in the Oklahoma game.
God.
The Sooners? Oh,
Yeah, he balled out.
that looks weird.
Host guy asked for our favorite moments in the D.
Host
What?
guy.
What?
Here it is. I'll let you TLDR. Oh, trim it down if you need. Okay. Favorite, whatever. Favorite gaming moments. Gang and Atari 2600 in
What's that?
1982.
What is Atari?
I broke my leg skiing, so was stuck at home for a couple months. My dad picked that up for me and kept me entertained while I was home.
Awesome dad.
When Xbox Live went live in 2002, for sure, that was pretty awesome. Unreal Tournament made me realize I hate FPS games at the time. Now I just hate PvP, CS, PUBG, etc. It wasn't until BioShock that I learned I could enjoy FPS games. For sure. We're all on that. Experiencing my first MMO, don't count Phantasy Star Online 2. Hey, that was an MMO, sir. That was a great MMO. City of Heroes made some friends out of that who I'm still in contact with.
Nice.
Wow. The entire rating experience from vanilla to
That's
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm, Chris.
There's always a rush of finally killing something, getting past a level in that game. That has been a huge PIA. PIA? I'm not sure what that stands for. It took me hours.
Chris, pain in the.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
See what I work with.
Lots of rig, because he can't spell rage, and throwing controllers, but I did it. I killed Nergigante.
Nergigante.
There you go.
He literally did that for you.
Yeah, you could have done that. That was a fist pump.
Yeah.
Put the controller down and go outside. Victory smoke. Chrono
should quit
Trigger and
that,
Final
man. You
Fantasy
should quit
VII. CT was one of the first RPGs that I can remember playing from start to finish, and Final Fantasy VII was just an incredible gaming experience. Agreed. When I was younger, I was thinking of buying Think 360 days, when games were cheaper than they are now, and I was buying them faster than I can complete them. Now that I'm older, I feel no rush to go out and buy the latest game. Just take my time. That said, presently, my favorite gaming moment is finishing a game from start to finish. Congrats again on 200.
Take your time, baby. Take
Homies.
your time.
Yeah. P.S. If you're having trouble pronouncing Nerger, go back up to the thing.
It's right
Nergigante.
there.
Maybe this will help.
And then you give us Japanese.
Yeah, and it doesn't help at all because I couldn't even spell it with the things.
Next up, Ryan wrote
Reading's
in.
hard.
Reading's
Oh,
tough.
I'm sorry. Torque Screw here. He says, "Hey, gentlemen, Torque Screw here."
Hey, Torque gave us a what you call it?
He did.
A subscription.
I just wanted
He
to
gave us
say,
one of those too.
I just wanted to say congrats on your 200th episode. I hope to keep on hearing you guys for the next 200 episodes. Nothing makes my Richard stand at attention more than hearing you three serenade my eardrums every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Story time.
But who's your favorite?
I live a thug life, gazing at your mom's box while my wife
Your wife.
shouts, "You shall not pass," to everyone in the street waiting for the drop, because it's
It's been a while.
since I've had to game on with my Richard, so I had to shut it down. Just shut it down. Long story short, none of that made any sense at all. Game on, gentlemen.
But it
We
made me
speak your
smile.
language.
It made me smile. That's all that matters, sir.
Hey, what's 15 times 15 minus 25?
Double it.
I bet you it's 200.
You think so? Somebody do the math. I bet
I
it is.
did the math already.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Important note, please read on episode. Okay, fine, Garrett. Hey guys, let me start with an important decree. Sean, play freaking Horizon Zero Dawn. It's been nearly 2 years. You've heard so many good things. It's just sitting dejected in your house unopened. Just bite the bullet or the arrow.
I get it.
I see what he said there. If you don't play this soon, I swear I'll throw your precious Switch down the Richard pitcher,
AKA
toilet. Anyway, in honor of 200th anniversary of this, the 200th anniversary, that would be real nice, right?
I don't know. Well, we'd be living for a long time.
Yeah,
right?
right? Here are my top 5 favorite video games of all time as of right now. Honorable mentions. Number 5, Apex Legends.
Nice.
4, Monster Hunter World. 3, Destiny 1. 2, Marvel's Spider-Man. Number 1, Horizon Zero Dawn. Sean.
Imagine game of the year, right?
And his,
yeah.
and his honorable mentions are Fortnite and Terraria.
I never played Terraria.
That's a very popular game.
It looked cool.
Please note, the decision making for this was very difficult for me, so all the games listed are games I absolutely love. Happy 200th again, and game on.
Game on, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Your,
thank you,
your
Garrett.
top 5 video games are the most important list you will ever make
Exactly.
in your life.
Take that, children. Next up, Jessica wrote in.
Hey,
Jesse,
Jessica.
sorry,
Oh,
and
no.
says, "Hey fellas,
Hey.
Sean,
Hey.
glad to know that you're an Alabama fan, not an Auburn fan. I should have known that since you do mention Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Apologies for the mix-up.
It's all
Below is my first email that was being referenced to in your last email for this week's episode, minus the part about Kentucky and Auburn. Hey, Chris and John and Sean.
Hey.
Just had a few comments after the recent episode. First, thanks for the tips on how to listen to weekly
the tip.
games chat
Just the
on
tip.
Android. I was able to navigate my phone and figured out how I can get the podcast through the Play Music app. And then thumbs up on that.
Thumbs up.
But then after that, second, a few episodes ago, I asked about the song you played between the news emails, and sadly, Chris didn't know what the song was. I too liked the song and was curious what it was, so I Shazammed it and found out that the song is "Good for You" by the
THBD.
I also enjoyed the song at the end of the podcast. The little bit that's played, it hits pretty hard.
That's what she said.
Of course, I Shazammed it. That song too. The song is called "Back to Christmas Day" by Daniel. That's not true.
Shazam is wrong on that one.
Yeah, I think it's called "Adventures" by him something. It's like some Japanese name. Third, I wanted to throw my input on the names to call us listeners. Ooh, I like Chris's idea to call us Richards, but thankful I don't have a Richard. So here's some ideas for your female listeners: Richardette, Regina,
I like Regina.
Sans Richard.
I like
I like Sans Richard.
I like Regina, but that's just me.
I'm definitely open to suggestions if you have any. Smiley face. As always, great show. Keep up the great work and game on.
Game
Not
on.
your wife, Jesse.
Game on, Jesse.
Right.
Sans
Next up,
Richard. I like that.
Corey, aka Draven, wrote in. Hey,
There he
he's
is.
been on the
Hey,
stream.
This is go. This is your time. This is it. S10.
Here it is. First off, you guys are putting out a great podcast, and I enjoy every episode, even if I don't care about the game you're reviewing. I have two great gaming moments. The first being when I finally got my wife,
Your wife.
into gaming. I used to play SOCOM on PS2 and
Yes.
would easily put in 6 to 8 hours. a
SOCOM was
night.
amazing.
After work, my wife
Your wife.
used to get super PO'd at the amount of time I was playing, and I finally got her to try it out while I was making dinner one night. She instantly became hooked, and because she got her first kill, and we have been gaming together ever since. Aw. The second
nice.
gaming moment that sticks out to me is when I beat the original God of War and opened up the challenge of the gods. After many, many attempts at beating it, you couldn't save your progress, and many nights of leaving my PS2 on all night and all day while I was at work and having my lovely daughter
my
turn
God.
my PS2 off a few times while I was on the final stage, I finally beat it. I started jumping around like I'd won the lottery. There are many more moments, but those two stick out to me the most. Really looking forward to the live broadcast and hope it goes great. Maybe you Richards will do more of them for your adoring fans. Game on, gents. Corey, a.k.a. Draven.
Well,
that's
clearly it's going horribly.
And if you're
It's terrible.
you're here, sir, so
So much
did
of your
it.
wives here.
you did it.
You did it.
You did it, sir. That was
You.
a great email.
That was your
You
email.
contributed to this fine episode 200, sir.
Yes.
You did it.
Now I'm banning your email address. Sorry.
Why does your virus catcher just pop up, Chris?
I don't know. It just does that.
This is it.
Finally, here we got from old Bucky the Winter Soldier.
Hey, Bucky.
He says, "Hey guys, congrats on episode 200. I'm so glad the three of you survived the Thanos snap. Soul World sucks. No Uber Eats, no Netflix, just to name a couple of things. Good news is that the Project Ragtag Star Wars game also got dusted, so I get to play that game. Anyways, you guys have made my
Hold
stay
up.
in Soul World so much better. I have been listening for a very long time."
John's confused because he's Bucky the Winter Soldier. And
Got it now? You're there?
good?
there.
He's
So
been
he's in
doing
Soul
this like
World.
for like 30 episodes of emails, I think. Most likely around episode 50, or I've been listening for a very long time, most likely around episode 50, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. One of the best video game podcasts available. Thank you, Bucky.
Thank you, Bucky.
Thank you, guys, and I look for many more episodes to come. Your assassin, the Winter Soldier.
Well, this is the last show for me because I hate John and Chris.
That'd be funny.
Had to make it to 200, for the milestone and everything.
it was a bet and we lost.
Yeah. Sean?
I'm gonna do it. Dude, I'm not ready for Twitter.
Well, we can hold off because we're actually going long here.
It's
If you
okay.
got anything,
This is 200.
yeah,
You go long for the big shows, Chris. So this is usually I get.
that's
a break.
what she said.
Wish I could remember my first episode.
Mine was 1.
Was
I don't remember my first episode either.
I think
I
it
think
was
yours-
3 or 4.
John's was the 3rd episode because you came on for E3. I remember that. I brought you on. I told Chris, I said, I'm going to bring my buddy John on because
I'll do this.
of
I'll
that.
start first.
Sean was not long after.
It was the very next episode. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
And then, like, there was a couple without you guys, and then I just brought you all in.
Acid said, "Really, Chris?"
Chris's place.
It's
That's
about
funny.
time. Hey, before the thing ends,
See what Jeff's trying to say right now? He's signaling me through this.
is he saying? It's about time for beer in real
He's
life or
saying-
for the show?
He's saying, hey, you need to wrap this up.
He's not saying that. And the people, I seriously think if Robo was telling us to wrap up this live stream that they finally saw our faces in, I think everybody would basically hate Robo Riffer for life. Because if we, I don't know, Vendetta wants us to wrap it up too. Okay.
Ooh.
If that's what that means.
Okay, well,
Gentlemen, this is from Torx Crew. Gentlemen, I sent you an email
yeah, he
earlier.
says throwing up the bat signal. Okay.
But I forgot to ask Sean a question. So Sean, my math sucks. I need your help since I know you have the answer to this math problem. What is 4 plus 5 or 3 times 3 or 10 minus 1? I can't seem to figure out the answer to the equation. Sean, could you help me out, please? Sir, the answer to all 3 of those is 9. I'll go and do the new followers for us this week on the Twitter. You see, I have it on my phone here.
Nice.
At The Real Preslin, thank you so much for the following you back. At Nade Bo. Sorry, I believe Nade is here. Thank you so much for the following you back.
Point of clarification: I think these gentlemen actually want us to literally
Wrap
have
it
a
up.
beer. Have a beer.
Yeah, I think that's what they want to.
Oh.
Not necessarily wrap it.
I
up.
don't think they want us to go away. And Chris is always,
Ever.
yeah, I told you when you go in. Yeah.
Did
John,
you do this?
go to my refrigerator.
At the
There's PBR in
Tyler
there. Just grab
Rennie.
3.
Thank you for the following you back. Love your Twitter. What's it called? The little thing you say. His is making money moves, and normally I would say that like Cardi B does. So while John's getting that, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. We got some notifications. Of course, I put out there that we were starting our 200 show, so we got a lot of likes on that. There was something. Oh, at Mario Lando, Chris, I believe you're the one on Twitter who had put out to. Let me click it to see. Spoilers for our 200th episode. The topic is our favorite gaming moments. What are some of yours? So you had told the listeners to write in. Mario and Lando said, I'm bypassing email on this one because Chris may agreeably be on my side. She was my first on Mass Effect 2. Happy 200th, Chris, John, and Sean. Game on. I don't know who that person is. There's a picture. Who is that?
That is Jack from Mass Effect 2
That's Mario Lando.
and Mass Effect 3.
Greatest moment. I don't know what I think he means his first love or whatever. Or no, his first moment.
You know, it's like they knew this was going to be on camera, so they made one without the logo on there, which is perfect.
Let me make sure we're not. I've got. Just wanted to give a shout out. This is from My Name is Mud at Weekly Games Chat. Just wanted to give a shout out to whoever it was that recommended the podcast We're Alive. It's MFing amazing.
Cool.
I want to say John recommended that, didn't he? Because we wouldn't have reckoned. I don't know.
Where you at, Penny?
I don't know. We got to show Penny to the people. Penny for mod.
Penny!
Did you already crack yours or?
Come here. No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting for John to get back.
S10 said iPhone. I'm out. First off, if you have anything other than an iPhone, that's right, Robo Ripper. I know you don't have an iPhone.
Come here.
S10, we're still cool. Penny is best mod, hands up. There's Penny, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Give some love for Penny in the chat. There she is, the one and only Penny. Have we told the story? Chris had a in his budget. He was gonna either get him his new guitar because Chris can pluck the guitar, or he wanted to look at puppies. And we go into the store, and there's a baby Penny there. And I did the thing I do with my friends from time to time, and basically hit them with a, "You won't do it," or how do you get a guitar over a dog? And long story short, Penny ended up in the car, and he never got a guitar.
Mother.
Penny wins, hands down.
Yeah, so let's pop these.
Let's do this.
Don't spill on the soundboard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be bad.
and the whole thing.
Then there was never another episode.
To you guys, thank you so much.
To everyone who's been watching, to everyone who's ever listened, these PBRs, they are for you.
They're for you. Yeah, there it is, guys. We did it. 200. PBR. So
Once it hits your lips, Jeff, I'm ready.
It's so.
As long as PBR is really cold, I'm good. It tastes pretty good.
Guys,
Hey, do you have a? Yeah, we don't see your guitar. If you guys want to say some things right now, say it. Nate says I can't donate right now because payday's on Thursday, but I wish I could help celebrate the first live stream.
Just thanks for being here, man.
Thank you
That's
for
all we
being
need.
here. Cheers to Robalock. I bet that's the closest I've ever got to your name. S10, let's get it. Tyrannosaurus. Cheers. Cheers to you, sir.
cheers.
Salud.
This is actually ice cold and kind of. Look how I'm just holding it. It's perfect. It's kind of nice, right?
Yeah. Lovely can.
Is that one of our little emoticons? The Pikachu? Did you do that?
I have no idea what I did. I have no idea.
We can.
I don't know how this works. I just push buttons, man. Guys, we've been doing this or I've been doing this especially for 200 episodes. John and Sean right up there too. And I think we can all say deep down, we make this show every week. We make it for free. And we're glad to make it for free. And we're glad to say that, for instance, we don't have any attachments that would
Wait, Robin's in
maybe
Canada?
affect us as far as what we can say and what we can't say and what we can talk about, what we can't talk about. We are three guys who like to talk about games. And we've been doing it. We were doing it for years before we did the podcast. And we're going to do it for years after, if for whatever reason this podcast were to ever end. I hope it doesn't. But regardless, the biggest joy I think we get every week is to know that there are people out there that welcome our voices and our opinions into their lives at some point during any given week, and that you listen to us, even if you're skipping forward because you don't want to hear John talk about unions. But
I get it.
But seriously, I'm really humbled to see this many people watching, to see all the people who have joined up on our Discord, who have apparently now been donating money, or who are just following us on either Facebook or Twitter. And of course, first and foremost, any day I go and I actually check the downloads for an episode every week. It's humbling and it's nice. Are we the biggest podcast in the world? Of course not, and I'm fine with that. But to know that there are people out there that give you their time and their attention to hear what you have to say is very, very humbling, even after 4 years.
4 years?
I always do this every time. I always do this every time, but I want to make sure to thank people that have been there for us. So first off, this time I feel like I really do have to give a shout out to Old Acid Sugar Andrew, because he really approached us a couple of weeks ago when someone mentioned the Discord, and he took it, he ran with it, he showed us what he'd set up, and we were all very blown away.
Yeah.
And since then, he's, as you see here, he's helped me and told me things I need to have for the stream and things like that. So where I'm an idiot, he's helping me out a lot.
Real quick, S10 said,
sure.
I'm sorry.
real quick, I wasn't laughing in Chris's because
Yeah.
what he said was real, but I'm sure Acid laughed too. S10 said, you don't need to be the biggest to be the best. Just ask his wife.
Right.
That's funny.
That's right.
But that's it. I always want to give a shout out to Tony Henderson, because I always tell people this, we don't associate with Geek Versus really anymore. We've gone off there doing their own thing, and that's cool. I mean, they've done great. But if you want a podcast on nerd stuff, I always recommend them, just because I'm always very much thankful. One day, Tony said, "You ever thought about doing a podcast?" I said, "I guess I could do one about games." And he said, I'm thinking about doing that. You'd probably be the guy to put in charge. And he paid him back for everything early on. He introduced me to Chris and kept this thing going. And even when Chris left the show, he was willing to help finance us to be able to do it not at Chris's house, because that's where we did the first couple of episodes. So, props to him. That takes a lot. And even as we've moved on, he still continues to give us major props and all that. So I don't forget that. Same goes with Casey, because he's been there too. He's come on a lot. To all the friends of the show who have ever come on, BK, Josh, Tim, Jeff, yeah, Jeff.
Ryan Leaf.
We're not thanking Ryan Leaf. No. Okay.
Tim.
Thank Ryan Leaf for this green screen behind us. That's why we have a pretty logo. That is Ryan
That's
Leaf's
true.
green screen.
He used to stream on Twitch, and he used this for his background, so he hooked us up.
I'm trying to think. Who am I forgetting? Who was the one kid who came in and talked about Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, Darius, yeah.
Yeah, Darius. There you go.
Yeah.
Andrew's been on the show. Like, all those guys. Anytime I ask one of our, or John asked, Sean too, we asked one of our friends to come on, I don't think anyone's turned us down.
No.
Like, and even like with someone like a buddy like ours that we don't know as well, Tim, to like convince him, he still did it, and I love it because everyone comes in, they're always
Persona.
Yeah,
Dude, Persona,
whenever,
he turned me on to the entire existence of Persona.
whenever they
and
come
it's
in, they're a
pretty
little,
cool.
they're always like a little timid.
Yeah.
But like once you get them talking,
They're great.
They're great, and they do a lot better justice at talking about those games than we ever could. I think.
Except for Robo Ripper.
Yeah, he sucks. Except for
Trash.
except for that totally accurate 6 out of 10 review he gave Resident
At
Evil.
Beast, you did not miss your shout out in production. Thank you for everything you've done. What? Thank you. It's I know that you see something in us that maybe some other people don't see it quite the way you do, but it's a great thing. Thank you for that belief. It's people like you that that are awesome out there. You know.
Finally, personally, I want to thank. Well, actually, no. There's two final things. One, I want to thank the wives of Bobby of John and Sean, because I live here. You know, I can do this podcast whenever. I can do whatever. But I totally get, like, people have lives and all that, and those two women allow their husbands to pretty much sacrifice, on average, their Tuesday nights or Monday nights, whatever it's been, for the last 4 years. And, you know, to have that and to be understanding of it, very appreciative of it, you know, because I totally get, like, they could easily just say, you need to quit that show, and I totally understand.
Or why are you
would
doing
have
that
to.
for?
Yeah.
I mean, we generally record on a Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday.
You know, things are going on, but yeah, they are rock solid behind everything we do. And even like wanting to do this episode today on a Saturday, it was a quick understanding of, yeah, do it. It works for everybody. The time, we chose the time specifically because we know we have West Coast listeners. We know we have people in Europe, and this was the time that it kind of fit. And without hesitance, they were like, yeah, go ahead. No matter what, we got you.
Do it. And finally, I want to thank, of course, Sean and John, because, you know, again, like, putting together a podcast with two of your friends, it's like, it's not easy. People don't get it. Like, you all see us on our best times, and to be fair, you
Sometimes
guys,
they hear it.
Yeah, you hear our disagreements with each other too. And regardless of whatever issues we've ever had while making this show, both of these guys are always willing to come together and talk about how they feel, and we work it out, and we move forward, and we try to make the show better. You know, we could have easily just bailed on this whenever Chris left the show.
I gotta be,
and you know, that would have been it. Yeah,
I've got to think. This is completely random, and you know I hate giving you thanks, and especially now that people are going to see it and they're going to hear it. But I asked you to do what you could. To me, it was important that people saw us today, not just video. And I had no idea. You gave me hints when you told John not to wear a green shirt today, but you found a way to make it happen, and you opened up your, you know, that part of your home to have the logo up. So great job today, and thank you for all the stuff you do for the show.
thank you.
You know, I don't say that a lot, so I figured now's the time to capture it to where the world see it forever.
I'll be by later to get my payment.
So since we're all Dutch ruddering,
Yeah, this is good stuff.
I don't mean to be repetitive, but I do just want to give a special thanks to Chris. This is not easy. What he does, he makes it look easy, but he really over the past 4 years, gosh, I don't know. He's put a lot of work into this, and he has been a part of every single episode. When Sean or I have to go I don't mean it that way.
Family time, vacations,
go on vacations, things like that. This is a real commitment, and he does it for no money, and puts up with a lot from Sean and I. So I just want to thank Chris from the bottom of my heart for everything you do. Sean, I want to thank you. Without you here, this show would be NPR.
It really would. We've proven that,
Sean, and I think the audience knows this 100%, that we can't hide it. You bring an energy and a life and a beef injection into this
and by
show.
beef,
Into this show. This show would not be what it is without you here every week. Don't ever leave us.
well, thank you so much for the kind words, both of you. And I got to echo what you just said about you two guys. You bring you two guys. There's a dichotomy here. There's a
That's a word.
There's a camaraderie here, and there's a vibe we have when we're together. That I don't know that without any one of us it's the same. You know, I've seen radio shows before try to lose or they lost a host and it just wasn't the same. And I think
the same.
whatever we have, it's what we have because we're together.
Yeah.
And I love doing this. I hope we keep going for another 200 at least, and we'll see where it goes from here. But
That would be 8 long years.
and that's crazy that it's been that long.
I can
We've done this. We've done a high school tour already. I just want to put that.
yeah.
I can spend a while giving shout outs, but I want to do 3 notable, and they've been said before in a certain respect. I called Acid Sugar moments before the show to personally thank him for everything. I think
Robo Ripper wants to know if we're going to touch Richards or what.
you won't see it. You
And
won't see it.
Vendetta wants to know
Sir,
what
they've been touching since the podcast started.
Robo Chinese finger logs, bro.
That so?
Vendetta says, "What was that term for JOing yourself with your buddy's arm? That's called a Dutch rudder or a double Dutch rudder."
Next week, Dirty Sanchez.
That's so fun.
So I want to give a shout out to Acid Sugar. He has, and I told him this. He has the work he's done has completely changed the game for us. I think.
Yeah.
So just thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you do. Secondly, I want to give a thank you to BK Jackson. He's one of my closest friends, and he's a mentor, and
he loves Pokemon.
he loves Pokemon. He always brings it when he's a guest on this show, but he's given me over the years so much encouragement, so much props, and when it's sometimes when it's tough to keep going,
Yeah.
because of you shysters, he's just one of those people that is constantly praising this show, constantly propping up this show. So thank you for all the support you gave, and to my wife,
Your wife.
had she known how much I like video games, she might never have married me. I mean,
I think you bought the PS3.
I'm
after
not
you
that
started
handsome.
dating her,
What?
right? Did you buy the PS3
I
after
bought the
you started?
PS3 after I started.
Yeah.
Did you have a
that saved it.
ponytail when you met her?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
It was nice.
He had long
We really
hair.
need to put some pictures of Thor John up. Those were
So,
the
yeah.
days.
Thor John ruled.
But eternally grateful to my co-hosts. They make this fun. And I just... Having a place to talk about this geek passion is just an amazing feeling. I still
sure.
can't believe we're allowed to do this.
Yeah.
So,
Well, John, this is America. You're allowed to do whatever
You can do what you want.
right?
PBR.
I mean, we're drinking
PBRs.
iconless.
Well, folks, this has been episode 200 of Weekly Games Chat. I want to thank everyone on the stream that's joined us and given us so many messages.
John did have a ponytail.
He really did. He really, really did. Union John is cooler.
Yeah, Solomon likes Union John better.
Thank you again for joining us for the live stream. You guys have made this fun today.
Thank you for your donations, your follows, your
yes.
subs. Spread the word. Get your
Right.
friends in here. Like we said, we
We're up
never
to
we
82
don't
followers now.
we don't do it for money. Give that man his money.
Give him his money. Pay that to me.
But it's cool to show that you care about us like that, man. It means the world. You know. What
Normally, as always, you can get this show, even this one, you'll get on Wednesday. So if you want to listen again, if you like the show, subscribe to whatever podcast service you use. And as I just said, you'll get a new episode just like this one every Wednesday for your listening pleasure. If while you're there, you want to help people find the show and express your love.
or
leave
eventually buy a T-shirt that says Union John.
right? Make sure you give us a rating on whatever podcast app you use, or even a review. It would really make John feel a lot better if you guys like spammed for 5-star reviews, so he can be like, look, we're back at 5 stars again.
He almost
Please.
put in his resignation because he's like, guys, it came down because of me. And
Me,
we were like, John,
yeah.
it wasn't.
I failed
John,
the
it wasn't.
show.
It wasn't you,
Literally,
John. You didn't do
literally,
it. It's fine.
It was me. And follow us on the social medias, Twitter, Facebook. Maybe one day we'll make an Instagram. I don't know.
Hydraberg, what's up, bro?
What up, Hydraberg?
You missed. I don't know how to tell you this, but you missed the whole show.
The good thing is it will be available for your viewing pleasure on Twitch here in a couple minutes. And I guess maybe YouTube too. Until next time, though, I want to first say to everyone here that's watching us.
Whoa, B season for the 300 cheer. Thank you, sir.
BK.
You know you're a rock star. We've already said that, and I'll say it again.
But to
while
everyone
my hand
in
looks
the,
weird.
everyone on the stream, game on.
Game on to all you people in the stream. You make this what it is.
So game on, Sean.
So Solomon said somebody's mom's box.
Game on, Sean.
Game on, Chris.
Game on, John.
Game on, Chris. Game on, Sean.
Game on, Johnny Bear.
Your mom's box.
Peace out, everybody.
Thug life.